Hello, everybody. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day. The markets are green, so I am actually pretty happy about that. But I think I know the reason why, and I'm going to share it with you. Some big news is coming down the pipe, and we kind of expected it, but it's official now. So I'm going to break you in on that. Well, we're waiting on our friend on DCC. If anybody knows DCC, he tends to be conveniently late, and that's normal for our boy. So let's go through some of the chat here before I go through the news and tell you why I think the charts are pumping. Wow, this is going to be cool. Yes, Doug, it is. This will be fire. Can't wait. Yes, sir. Senor Hilarski and Hex Jesus. Hex Jesus. Shall we? Fuck yeah, the goats. Key the Pepe. I brought Pepe's on. Pepe's on tonight, guys. Still listening to your streams. I'm sorry to say there's a few Hexagon streamers that put me to sleep. Hey, look, we're just normal people. And everyone has their personalities. So it's pretty normal. Best of Tron Crypto, turn up the intro. I got an intro. Mark Bull says he's going to make me one. As soon as he gets back to the Netherlands, he's going to make me one to thank me for taking him around and showing him Panama and getting him all comfortable. You know, it's a different experience when you go to a country, when you have someone that picks you up at the airport who teaches you how to do everything and gets you all situated where it's not very stressful. So that's great. And by the way, my son got a new goldfish today, and him and the beta are having their little who's going to be the alpha in the tank. Oh, goodness. Hello, Simon. Good to see you. Elliot. Mr. Angry Twinkie. What the hell? Oh, God. Woohoo. Two of my faves on Australia Day, too. Nice putting, Guru. Howdy, Chico. Downloaded Oryx Wallet today. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Oryx Wallet's badass, guys. If you haven't gotten it, make sure you get it. And don't forget to check out our Patreon. It is going very well. I think we're almost to 50 people, and it's just going to keep growing, guys. I think we'll be probably by the end of the year 300 or so folks, and everybody has the same kind of mindset. We're not the great, rich, quick types. We're the types who think about what we do and keep it to ourselves, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Chico, so can you talk about the email regarding Oryx investment round? So for you guys in the US and I guess broad too, you can invest in the Oryx investment round. So an email went out today, and they're going public. So if you want to participate, contact the guys at Oryx. They send out an email to everybody. If you have a wallet already, or you use the platform, you got an email. So check it out. Hey, Hexagon, spank the like. Yes, please. I have to go back up a little bit. I don't know how I got so far down. Uh-oh. There we go. And David says, ready to be schooled. Bang, bang for the win. DCC is in the house. Yes, he is. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, please. I just shared on Twitter. So if anybody's out there and they want to retweet it, please do. Let me see if yeah. Good evening. I'm ready for a good combo. Yeah, I just heard from him about an hour ago, so he should be here. Waiting on the knowledge dump. Good evening, Randy, and welcome DCC. Yes. Now, I want to tell you guys what's going on. So today, the Bank of Canada announced their last rate hike, a 0.25 rate hike. And this is what it says. Today's hike will be the last. Economists say Bank of Canada to put interest rates on pause. Here's what economists have to say about the latest Bank of Canada interest rate hike. The Bank of Canada raised its benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points to 4.5%, the highest it's been since 2007. All right. So interest rate hikes are over, guys. If Canada did it, guess who's doing it next? All right. Well, DCC's here. I'm going to bring on the man himself. I'm not going to give much of an intro because you guys all know him. It's the man. Here he goes. What's up, brother?
Man. What's going on, bro?
Good to see you.
Freaking Canadians beat us to the punch for once. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So I was sitting here and I'm thinking, why is the market pumping? And my friend Michael Piccione, he owns a gold shop. He has a gold business up in an FX store up in Windsor. And he messaged me. He's like, yo, here it goes. Get ready. So maybe, just maybe, there's people on the inside that know the U.S. is about to do the same. Just maybe.
And insider trading, knowing things. Randy, I come on this channel and just sometimes I think you're just a tad too much, man. Like, look, people just let stuff happen to them, just like I would suppose, like God intended, man.
Yeah, sure. What about Nancy Pelosi dumping a bunch of Google stock 3 weeks before?
Okay, I'm not going to stand here. I'm not Randy. I'm not going to stand here and you slander the good person that Pelosi is. She's one of her husband and her family are some of the best traders of all time. Like Warren Buffett can't compare. I mean, honestly, like we all should like try to espouse and try to be one day on the same level as like Nancy. I mean, if I have a daughter, I'm probably gonna name her Nancy now. Honestly,
this is the best trader ever, right? Vets in Crypto says, "Bang bang for the win." DCC's in the house. Yep. Yo, I just when I saw that. And with the Google news coming out, with them getting in trouble, I was like, oh, hell no. Here she did it again.
Right.
She did it again. Slam dunk.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty crazy. There is something I just saw recently. What was it? So just like, how the tit for tat, right? So Nancy Pelosi is getting in trouble for that. And then from there, she sells her Google. Google's not getting sued for like antitrust laws. And then I forgot what else is going on right now in the internet business, but Google might actually take another W. It's such a weird little like. If I could just remember, I'll check my phone in a minute. But basically, Google's also doing this other thing in order to counteract that a little bit as well. So if they do get them for like that, they'll be able to kind of make out like bandits doing something else, basically. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yo, I the first thing I want to talk about tonight, man. I saw, besides what we just went over, I saw a post that you made, and it rings so true for me. It was Hex Clips made it, and they clipped you talking about the best fucking community in crypto.
Yeah,
and we got it, bro. Do you remember when I wrote the article? I think it was in May 2020. The best community in crypto, and it was on Crypto Daily, and it was the last article they allowed me to write before they kicked me off the team because they didn't like me writing about Hex. And that was the last one I wrote, man, the best community in crypto. And it still stands to this day, almost 3 years later. Bro.
It's all, I mean, that's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, that was pretty whack. That's pretty whack that they kind of like try to can you from that, but it just is what it is.
Well, that's normal. They didn't like Hex, and they were on the whole bandwagon thing that Hex was a scam. Whether it was Andreas Antonopoulos calling me a scammer on Twitter, I guess they just didn't want to associate with me, and that's normal. But hey, 1,000x later, so sorry, so
not
sad.
Too bad. Not too shabby.
Yeah, man. So yes, I have to say we are the best community. It's not just because, well, we've been pretty close knit for 3 years, and some of you guys were even before me. I got in right in November 2019 before Hex launched. I just happened to see that video on YouTube of Richard at a conference talking about Hex Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, or Bitcoin Hex, whatever it was. And I said, wow, this is very interesting. Let me jump in on this one. And usually that's anti-Randy what I do. I usually got to get my tentacles into a project before I participate in a project. That's how I did it for years, right? But Hex, I was like, there's something to this. I like this Richard guy. There's something to this dude. And ever since then, I've been a fan.
Like, I trust Richard.
Uh-oh. You locked up a little bit.
Whoa.
There you go. Hey, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Was that me?
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
I got fiber optic, man. It's very rare for me to go down unless my wife's got like 3 things connected out there, and that's rare.
Got you. Yeah, but basically, I just wrote a blank check. I was like, you know what? I'll bet on Richard. Why not? I'll bet on the jockey. And that was the thing, because I mean, before what was it? Before Bitcoin HEX, he was going to make that other CRD token or whatever he was going to create. Before that,
I don't even know that one.
yeah. Before HEX and stuff, he was going to create basically a proof of work token where the machines, instead of mining random like gibberish, they actually mine like medical data or some really computationally heavy sort of service and stuff. Sort of like honestly, probably not the greatest idea, but it probably would have pumped probably. But then he saw like it was just going to be too technically difficult, or it'd take too long, and it might be the sort of thing where it may have taken so long that it probably would have launched in late 21 or early 22, and yikes, yeah. So
it went too late.
Mm-hmm.
It would have gotten the death nail. So I just thought this post makes so much sense. El Salvador killing it in crypto. They sure are. Yep. They bought they bought the top, but I think that they continue to buy all the way down.
We call them gray skin Mexicans.
What's that?
We call Salvadorians gray skin Mexicans.
Gray skin. That's fucked up.
Oh my god, man. It's so funny. Like, Latinos are so together, but they're also so apart sometimes, man.
Like, I mean, Mexicans call Panamanians monkeys, man. It's like,
well, okay, I didn't hear all that. I didn't say all that now.
And they hate it, man. It was we had a pro soccer player here from Panama that Anna went to high school with. I can't remember his name. He's on the national team. He's retired now, but he used to play for one of the teams up in Mexico. And whenever he would do poorly, they'd start making monkey sounds at him. No, yo, man, what? Panamanians held a grudge. They to this day, they hate Mexicans for it because they're like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's so messed up. I'm sorry, man. Mexicans is one of the most racist places I've ever been, man. It's like, people can't believe it, but dude, it's racist as hell. Yeah. We won't go there though. We won't.
Yeah, I mean,
I shouldn't have gone down that segue because my wife is really traumatized, because she's a darker skinned Latina, and when she goes to Mexico, man, she gets treated like shit. It's just like she's like, can I go back to Panama, please? She didn't like it very much.
Damn.
Yeah, it's part of life. But
you can blame the Spanish for that shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's their ancestors that are like that, right?
Yeah, they pull that shit, but they have the ugliest. I mean, let's spend a few minutes shitting on people from Spain.
I can't stand Spain.
Horrible, I can't take their Spanish. Their Spanish is I got TV Spanish, so I enunciate all my words. My words sound very whitewashed Mexican, but you can understand what I'm saying. Have you ever heard a person from Spain talk Spanish? It just sounds like garbage.
Of course I have.
Of course I have. Randy, if we don't fly HEX right now, the low thin, we're gonna miss out on all these games.
Por supuesto. Sorry, anybody from Spain that we're mocking you guys. You guys talk like you got some fucking marbles in your mouths.
Yeah. Bro, and then you know what? It's because their king had a lisp and stuff like that, but that whole line ended up being a bunch of inbred dudes, and the whole line ended up dying. Eventually, like the reason there isn't a king, like technically there should have been a king in Spain, but they were so inbred that basically the last dude had like one nut and it was shriveled up, and like they had tried to like have him like impregnate women so much it just didn't work. He was like could not breed, and he was like all jagged faced and stuff. He had like this. They had this like clipped jaws and stuff. Like I'm talking about.
Yeah. Funky
looking motherfuckers, man. Don't screw your cousins, you guys.
Don't screw your cousins. My wife is like, when Shakira got in trouble over in Spain for her taxes, my wife's like, bitch should have known better. Don't live in Spain. They're the only other country besides the U.S. that like really goes for the throat when it comes to taxes.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know all that now.
Yeah, they're rough. They're rough.
Dang.
Trevor says, "What's up, dudes?" Our community is the best. I mean, when I live stream every night, it's just such a blast. It's just me talking to the people, and it's just learning so much. I learn from them, they learn from me. They get me, excited about learning new things, and it keeps us going through this bear market. And I don't see other communities doing what we're doing with a bunch of live streamers. I know after the SEC thing came out, or three-letter agency, whatever you call it, it scared a couple people away. But man, I tripled down. I said, I reached down low, put it on the table. I said, let's do this.
Yo, everyone went like.
you know that Simpsons meme where they go into the bushes.
Yeah. They're like,
he's like hiding in the bushes. That's what everyone did, man. I was like, what is this? Where are you guys going? Hey, hello. Don't run away.
Oh my God, Daniel just said my mother is with me tonight trying to onboard her, and her husband, who's from Spain, they just went home. Dang.
Oops. There went $10 million worth of crypto being bought. Look, I got a new fish, a new goldfish today, and the beta's not having it, man. He's like, this is my.
You gotta get an alpha, bro. You gotta get an alpha, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna. Oh man, I hope he doesn't kill the goldfish.
So Randy Halarski, I've got a question for you, man. What have you been investing into, man? What have you been doing? I know you've been doing the whole Aurochs thing for a minute and stuff like that, but like, how has everything else been working out for you? Pretty good,
dude. I killed it with Avalanche. I killed it with Avalanche, man. I was like, because I was working with Gold Standard DAO, which just launched this week. I helped them launch their project that's on Avalanche, where you stake your stables and you earn a HEX token, which is gold backed by the team at Load. So I was using AGX as my stable instead of gold and silver, or instead of USDC. And this whole time, silver's been creeping up. So instead of having my stable as USD, which is getting deflated or inflated, I'm using AGX, which has been going up, and it's been keeping my buying power. So
where's the price of silver right now?
Oh, I don't know. It's like 22, something like that. So right around there.
So you're saying one day I'll be able to own slaves with all this silver?
There you go. You got that silver. I've got mine. I got mine in my safe.
I got my little 5-ounce bar.
Nice, man. So you're a silver stacker now. That's my man.
I've been, man. I fell for the old, I don't know, Pod Piper sort of thing from the silver guys.
It's never going to hurt. I tell people, people make fun of me. There was even one guy in our community that started talking shit to me because I always talk about precious metals. He's like, "Oh, you're stupid for getting into precious metals." I was like, "Bro, precious metals been here long before me and you, and they'll be here long after me and you." I'm not worried about my silver and gold. It might not do the 1000Xs and all that kind of stuff, but it's going to be there. And there's a possibility for gold to be remonetized with the current BRICS situation with Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, now Argentina looks to be joining them, and Saudis participating with them. And it looks like the Saudis are going to start taking gold for oil and bypassing the petrodollar. So what happens when there's a new currency that's backed by gold? Where do you think all the money's going to go in the FX market? Everyone's going to want to go to the gold back. It's going to be like a vacuum cleaner. It's going to suck up everything, man. And then all these other currencies, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to inflate the hell out of their currencies, and it's going to destroy all the fiat currencies around the world.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, you might end up getting, I mean, that's true. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. But the thing is like I guess what the countries will probably do, let's just say that scenario does happen, they'll probably just hyperinflate their currencies, pay off all their debt, and then just from there just establish a new currency, and then they just fucked over our creditors.
That's what traditionally happens, right? That's what Nixon did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Nixon did, and that was 50 years ago. So let's go into the whole Jubilee year thing. We're in a Jubilee year, It ends next Rosh Hashanah in September. I know. I know.
I wanted to talk to you about this Jew math and this high elf math for a while. Explain to me, sir. I mean, I know some of it and stuff, and I know some about 7-year cycles and cycle theories and stuff like that. And traditionally, crypto's in the 4-year cycles and fours of fours and stuff like that. It really does sound like tarot cards a little bit, like a cup of fours, sort of. Fours.
Well, I'm not into the 4 thing, but I'm definitely into the 7-year one. So we have the Shemitahs every 7 years, going back thousands upon thousands of years. It's when on the Hebrew calendar they take a break and they don't farm for that year. It used to be traditionally a farming thing. You let the ground relax. And that's to let it replenish its carbon, its nitrogen, all the different things it needs to grow strong crops. So that it's part of like permaculture, and they've always had it. Well, when they started becoming economic, like we are today, that did not stop. So it wasn't just the farmers that took a break every 7 years; it was also everybody else. So that 7th year, which ended this Rosh Hashanah, it was the 7th year. But this year is the 7th year of the 7th. So the one that follows that, the first year of the next 7 is called the Jubilee year, which is the 50th year. So I know it's very confusing, but during the Jubilee year, big shit happens. And this year, the big one that's going to happen, just like the last one, we had a change in currencies. The last time the gold-backed currencies that the U.S. had, Nixon defaulted, and we started the new U.S. dollar, which is 100% fiat, zero, nothing back it besides guns, right? And the faith of the U.S. government. Well, that's dying this year. We're going to have CBDCs. CBDCs are coming in 2023, whether people like it or not. The first CBDC may not be the one for the people. It might just be a settlement layer. It might be the one for countries to trade with each other, the first version.
Like a Swift
but CBDCs, during this Shemitah cycle, we will have CBDCs for the people. They're already testing them in Nigeria, and seems to be doing pretty well. I mean, obviously, I don't like them. I don't support them. It's just fucking coupons. You're giving people coupons that you could turn off. You pay them a 1,000 lira, which is their money. And what if they don't do what the government wants you to do? And they can say, okay, we're turning off your spigot this month. Your currency is now worthless, or we're taking all the money out of your account, which we know can happen with a centralized digital currency. So that's what's happening. So you have the 7-year cycles and the 50-year cycle.
I've done streams about that, like about the I think Red. If you guys see on my YouTube channel, I got a video with Rolla Tomasi, which is called the Red Pill Anger, and I do talk about that during that stream and a couple other streams as well about how dangerous it is to take the ability away from humans to save. Not being able to save energy, you are a slave.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even if you're being obviously we don't want to be spending company money, right? Because that's another thing, right? It's mixing the worst things of like I'm a slave to the company store, right? And then on top of that, you can't save. On top of that, it's terrible. So it's like
you're living on company land, you got company money, and you could only spend it at the company store. Slavery. That's how it was, right?
And the company could set the prices, and you have to spend the money that week, or you don't get any money next week.
Yeah, exactly. You got to use it all or lose it. Hey, Franklin.
What's up, Franklin? Franklin's like the most. I see Franklin everywhere, man. He's like every chat, man. He's #1 HEX watcher, man, for sure.
Exactly. I'm going to take my banner down here. I have a Patreon now, and we have a special Telegram group.
Ooh, cool.
Man, dude, it's popping off. I mean, we're almost at. It's my channel, man. I'll shill if I want to.
Shill away,
I'll always shill.
Come on. You can't shill yourself like you shill.
We're at 50 years, almost 50 people, so it's going to grow. I think about 300 by the end of the year, and it's just cool. Everyone in the Telegram gets all the core, everything that we do, they get for free, and everyone else they just pay for it, just like any other ebook or course or something like that. So, see, show us your Patreon, fam. Sounds interesting. Yeah. Yes, I was Peanut Brittle. I was so bearish yesterday, but. Did any of you guys know that the Bank of Canada was going to announce that they're no longer going to increase interest rates? No, none of us knew that. So that changes the whole dynamic. But DCC will tell you, I'm sure, that when there's a shift, a pivot, traditionally when there's a pivot, the markets take a big hit.
Yeah.
They normally do.
So
So when the pivot,
yeah,
go ahead. You do it. You do it. Because I know you know this.
You do your two-step, Miguel. Do your two-step. Well, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, whenever there's a Fed change, whether it's increasing rates or decreasing rates, anytime they stop and then they change course, it usually is a drop in the market. I think literally every single time it's ever happened, there's been a drop in the market. Um, the guidance has been kind of tamed down a little bit. Basically, we're going to get a interest rate hike increase of 50 basis points in February. That got reduced down to 25 basis points now, and we are going to get two more. So for 100% chance, we are going to have one in February and one in March. So this is why I've been saying that we're probably the bottom should be in late March, early April, right there.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a nice little pivot. Even there's a streamer I haven't seen in a long time. What's his name? My God. I am zoning out on these names. Let's see some of these YouTubers and stuff like that. But what is Daniele? Let me see. I think I have him here. Oh yeah, Data Dash, right? Even Data Dash and a couple of these kind of older school guys have been around for a couple of cycles. I've started to notice like, hey, it looks like BTC might be weakening a little bit and probably heading down, right? Where we got a lot of the newer guys are saying that we're going to be ripping out to $28,000 BTC. Would I be mad? No. I mean, yeah, that's glad. I'm
not gonna be
happy.
mad.
I ain't be mad, but I mean, this is kind of what I said. I said this about a week ago, right? And it seemed kind of crazy at the time, but I said, this pump's looking like we're going to be at $23,000 to $24,000 Bitcoin, and then we're probably going to take a crash back down because you gotta.
We got the full moon. The full moon is next week, bro.
Yeah,
the full moon's in a week. Traditionally, in a full moon is when we crash, and right now we're at 23,183.
Gotcha.
Nice little pump today.
Yeah.
Do you even follow the moon cycles?
Nah, not typically. I mean, usually. I mean, not typically. No. I mean,
yeah. So you go going into the new moon. You get out before the full moon, and that's a trader thing, and it works really well. If you look at the traditional, I think TradingView even has the moon cycles right on there. You can actually look. It's like new moon up, full moon down, new moon up. It's human psychology. As a psych nurse, man, I would never work full moons. I'd always make sure I scheduled off full moons because people are freaking nuts. And you live in West Coast, LA, man.
I'm in Vegas right now.
Actually. Did you get out of there? Oh, great. Well, you went from one crazy place to another crazy place.
I've got places all over the United States. I just fly everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just jumping all over the states. Yeah, sometimes I'm in Vegas. Sometimes I'm in Cali. I'm going to Connecticut in a couple of days and stuff like that. And then from there, I might go to Miami for a bit. We'll see. I'm just gonna be traveling around.
Cool. You know who's here right now is Markable.
Oh yeah, you were texting me. Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah.
We're having a blast, man. He's up seeing his girlfriend's uncle right now. They're way up in an area called Boquete. Gotcha. 5-6 hours from here right now. But we hung out with him 3 days in a row. We had so much fun, man. The kid's really knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing. He's living the life. He's just traveling and enjoying it, and I wish I had that ability at his age. Being so young and being able to do these things already. I was still in the Navy at his age. Being told what to do. What? Poppy in the house? Crypto cashew. Calling you Poppy.
But I mean, the world is so much more different. I mean, it's like I'm not trying to quote. It's the age of Aquarius and the information age or whatever, right? But it feels like every 5 years we're getting this information dump of like what we didn't know. I mean, even normies are now, because of Andrew Tate, are starting to be like we're in the Matrix. Like even like that's just the beginning stages of like, oh, are they lying to us? They're lying to us. Oh,
here
wow.
They go.
It's baby steps, but I mean, where do you think he got the whole? I'm the Matrix and I'm Morpheus. He got that from Rollo Tomassi and the Red Pill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the Red Pill. Yeah, I mean, people don't know that. Shout out to Rollo Tomassi. I mean, he basically took a lot of the information that was kind of gathered in the early internet days. I would say 99 to 2003. Of the pickup artist phases and stuff, and then put it together, and then just continued on to add it to the works, and then eventually came out with the Rational Male, which is kind of basically how the dynamics between men and women effectively, And from there, we everyone just kept comparing notes and stuff, and then we ended up all creating this whole place called the Red Pill, which is basically kind of a way to kind of live your life, but it's kind of choose your own rules, basically. Like once you get shown the truth, you know it now, but it's up to every person to kind of pick what type of life they want to live. But the thing is since people are so easily impressionable, they usually end up trying to choose the lifestyle of the YouTuber they're following. Where like Rolo tries to like, hey, this is how it is, and choose your lifestyle. But he's like, I'm happily married and have a child and stuff, and that's the life I want. But some people want to be with like 40 women and just never settle down, and that's the lifestyle you want. So it's like a lot. That's why like a lot of the popular YouTubers and stuff like in the Red Pill and stuff like that, like you kind of tend to, whoever you follow, you're tending to model your life after a little bit as well. That's kind of just, but that's human nature a bit, kind of how it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that saying? Attitude reflects leadership.
Yeah. Or monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, like you used to say always about Richard, you get the community you deserve, not the one you want.
Yeah. So people started telling that to him. Oh,
hey, Hex Honey says, where do we get our information from? I'll tell you, it's in my private Telegram groups. That's a lot of the places I get it's Telegram. I don't even go searching for stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I have an army of people sending me articles every day. Yeah. And they know what I like. They know what I talk about. Sure. So it's like, hey, Randy, check this one out. Check this one out. I'm like, man, I'm cherry picking here. This is great. My work's getting easier and easier.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, you guys go sign up to Randy's, like, you know, a Patreon, dude. That sounds fucking dope, dude. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's just a great place for people to talk and feel safe. There's no screenshotting. You know, don't do it. There's no, that's an easy permaban right there. You're out of here. I'm boarding a friend for 2 hours. Coinbase let him send to instantly, which was cool. What? Really? Wow. Coinbase. They're stepping up their game. Still don't trust them.
Go,
Jack Levin, it's Dan Larimer. What? Hey, that's a good. Okay, let's talk about Zen real quick. Did you do any wallets?
I did some wallets, but I'm
the same way. It's like a lottery ticket. I said I did like 80 wallets.
Well,
right?
sorry, Randy. Let's call it a scratcher. I don't want to call it. I want to call it the fucking Mega Millions or the
Powerball. I said there. I'm not putting a lot of money in this. I think I spent maybe total like $300 in gas. And let's just see what happens. Maybe I'll get back 1,000. Maybe I'll get back 5. I spend more money in one day playing casino than I do on all the gas I spent in Zen.
Yeah. So, I literally before coming here, I wasn't going to go to the casino. I literally went to the casino right before the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on a bit of I was on a bit of a winning streak and stuff like that. And then what's it called? Played with Charlie and Sterling and stuff like that. First time I've lost in craps that bad. And then I kind of been winning it all back now, and then I was like, let's go, and then I just fucking lost like $700 or something like that. So there you go, man. Oof.
I know how it feels, man. But then I have really good days.
I remember you telling me all the stories back in the day. You know, for people who don't know, like we would have Randy Hilarski, the man, the myth, the legend that is Randy Hilarski, inside the Crypto Mindset courses to kind of give you like what you did, you know, discovering crypto and stuff like that, and all the stories you said. And like I'm not trying to. I mean, you probably say this better and stuff like that. But one thing that you said is like when you started getting like you felt like you were getting really cocky, you were like spending money like crazy, or you felt like you were spending money and like going to the casino here, shopping and stuff like that, and then it stops.
2018. Yep. That's what it. We hit the peak the week my son was born. That was the first time I was a millionaire. And it was like, yeah, here we go. Dollar bill, y'all. And it actually started for me in 2016 because of Steemit. I could write an article on Steemit and make $400, you know. So write 2 articles on Steemit, make 800. And Anna would write a couple and she'd make an extra 500. And she'd be like, oh, I want to go shopping. Just go write an article on Steemit. So we were doing all that. So we were so used to having money, right? And then the crash of 2018 happened and everything changed, where instead of having new money coming in, it was constantly spending. And going from a million down to 5 figures only took because the market was going down too. VeChain was killing me. It only took about 10 months to go back down to
flashbacks just happened
figures.
right now, like VeChain.
VeChain was to just slice my wrist, man. It killed me. I thought I was gonna be doing great because of that stuff. Hey, have you signed up for the Aurochs wallet and checked it out?
I've checked it out. I haven't used it much, but I have. I mean, everything you've told me, Randy, I have played around with and stuff. I have used.
Okay,
it.
so
I haven't used the indicator though. The indicator, but I have like checked out the Aurochs wallet and stuff. And then there was another one. Remember, like you were telling me about I think I bought one token of it. What was it, DeFi or the? Was that one token with a really slow supply? What the hell was the name of it? You guys, I have so much coins, I forget about them sometimes.
Oh, Ediswap.
Yeah, Ediswap and stuff. Yeah.
The founder and I had a falling out because I told him he didn't know what the hell DeFi was. and right on stream, he was talking to me, and I said, that's not DeFi. Because we used to say stuff. He's like, then afterwards, like, of all the stuff we've been, he's just attacking me in a message. I'm like, yo, bro, it's a conversation, and I totally disagreed with what you said, so I'm going to call you out on it. Welcome to my live stream. It's like, I'm not going to let you say bullshit to the people that are watching my show. Hell no. So it was really disappointing. But yeah, that one it was, I got in at $300 a coin. It went up to $6,000, $6,000. And then now I think it's like $77. It's like, ouch. So yeah, I dodged that bullet. But the one thing I want to tell everyone about the Aurochs wallet, what's happening is that someday in the future, it could be a month from now, 2 months from now, they have a referral bonus program. So you make 50% of the fees that all the transactions that happen through the wallet. And it's could add up to a lot of money, right? Anybody who used their Binance referral link back in the day, they know what I'm talking about. So, or their BitMEX referral link or whatever you use. Yeah. But this is a DeFi referral link. So every transaction, whether it's for NFTs or I don't care what you do in the DeFi world, you're going to make 50%, and that's going to go away and it's going to drop down to 25%. But as long as you lock it in now and you have a wallet set up with your keys and everything, you get the 50% forever. So check it. It's down below. Get into Aurochs, guys. These guys are great, and they just opened up their investing round because they're going public this year.
Yeah,
they're probably. I think Coinbase was number one. It looks like Aurochs is going to be the second crypto company to go public. I love the team, man. They've treated me good since 2017, and I've told you that before. So yeah. So that's my little plug for Aurochs. Hey, Taraz, Yorgi, you pay me more.
I have an Aurochs wallet somewhere. I got it somewhere.
Hey, well, as long as you got it now, you already got the 50% thing. And then when it comes time to do another course, you could shill it and get all 600 people into using your Aurochs wallet. So it's gonna be badass. Imagine having a couple thousand people using your code, and they're all using their wallets in the bull market. That could be pretty lucrative. So good stuff.
No, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I always feel weird about. I don't know. It's just like I've always felt weird about referral code. I mean, well, I guess not. I don't know. It's just because who left the sour taste in my mouth because of that? It was Richard a little bit, just because I see and it wasn't even Richard. It was Richard mentioning sort of stuff, and then even like other shitcoin traders and stuff on Twitter, kind of like shitting on like people that shilled them into leverage trading and stuff like that. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's kind of gray thing. It's not really like bad or good or anything like that. It's just, but if people are just doing regular swapping and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's no different than working, just like using MetaMask.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the referral stuff for look at that BMA. That's right, man. Darker skinned Latinas are beautiful. Yes, she is. My wife's hot. A referral link for HEX.
Oh yeah,
I didn't. Talk about showy. I did very good with that one. I know a couple people did a lot better than me, but I never self-referred. I always use Hexos.
Yeah, I think I only self-referred myself, and then I got like a couple family members. It was nothing crazy though for myself. Like I didn't get the I didn't have the network or I didn't have I think I just had a podcast at the time, but it wasn't like
you were still early on.
Yeah,
that was right when you just began. But Hexo, he did the same thing. He just began too. But man, I would love to be a fly on the wall to know how much he got from referrals, because just myself, I mean, holy crap. I I can't say numbers online, but yeah, he must have done pretty good from me.
It must be. It probably was a pretty penny. It probably was a pretty penny. Yeah.
Yeah, especially at the peak. Yeah, real good. I said to him once, I said, I may have bought your Civic, or maybe more. Remember you got that Honda Civic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that turbo, whatever it is. I'm not much of a Honda guy, so I don't know the names, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of,
Look
yeah,
at
I just
Franklin
ordered
says,
myself a brand new car, man. I'm so excited.
"What'd you get?"
I got myself the last year of I got the new Hellcat wide body. It's basically dude. The name is so ridiculously long. I just like, why would they, like, it's like Dodge Charger, red eye, wide body, Hellcat, fucking jailbreak edition. Jesus Christ! Like, it's such a mouthful. It is like, it's basically a Dodge Demon. Basically, is what it is, with one less horsepower contractually because they have to or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Oh my
But
goodness, man! You
it's
really
like
went all out.
it's like 800, 7 horsepower, and pretty. And I'm thinking of actually taking it to Hennessy, and I'm gonna get it up to 1,000. Because why not?
What?
Why not? You know.
But out in Vegas, I've driven around. I wasn't driving. I was a passenger,
Right.
and the roads seem pretty good around the
Oh
city.
yeah, the roads are good, man. Yeah, there's the only time you don't want to drive in Vegas is just 5 p.m. Just because it's just when people get off
Rush
of work
hour.
and stuff. Yes, rush hour, but rush hour ends by 6:30, dude. Like, you literally can go anywhere in Vegas. There's no traffic at all, really, unless you're literally on the strip and then next to the
On the
Bellagio
strip.
or something like that. That's the only place. Yeah, with the
Should
prison
talk
wallet
like
feature.
that. They're talking about our marbles in their mouth in Spanish. Well, that's a nice car, man. My buddy took me out on a ride. This is a long time ago, man. This is 2006. He had one of those Chargers, maybe not Charger, or something similar to it. And man, rear wheel drive, gunned it. We were in a parking lot, man. He left rubber like in circles, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna die." And I was like, that's it, man. That's what you got right there. Holy shit, I'm gonna die. That's what they should name it.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Man, I'll link you guys a video of like which car I'm talking about. But like, I was like this close to getting a Lamborghini Urus and stuff like that. But
hey, that's my truck. I mean, I don't have a Lamborghini. I have a Volkswagen Touareg, but the same truck underneath.
yeah, same sort of thing. It's the same. It's all Volkswagen. The reason I decided against it was just because I was like, there might be some supply chain issues that might be happening in the next year or two. And I was like, it might. And the thing is, too, is like I've had tons of friends and people I've known from the red pill and crypto who bought like G wagons and bought all these really expensive cars. And without fail, every car, any high-end car you get from Mercedes-Benz has like a huge fuel pump problem for some reason. Like,
really?
Yeah. Like Jay Waller and stuff. Like, he had just gotten his, like, he got this $300,000 G wagon, and like crapped out on him right off the lot, like with the fuel pump. So we're in this fucking like 300,000 or over $250,000 like G wagon driving around in where were we? Miami, Miami. And then the car would just turn off in the middle of the highway. We'd pull over, he'd turn it back on. It was just like we were in one of those old Chevy trucks where you're like, right, drive for 5 minutes and then like turn it back on. And we're just dying laughing on the highway, dude. It was so funny.
I wouldn't like that, man. My like Volkswagen, the 2-liter turbo engine. I had a T1. My other truck is a T1. I still have it. My friend hasn't paid me for it, so it's pretty much mine still. Right? He hasn't given me the money. I haven't given him the title. So yeah, what's happening? So as a 2-liter turbo engine, and they have issues as well with a bunch of different things. And I would not recommend buying the Volkswagen 2-liter turbo. That's a GTI T1. That engine is just a piece of shit, man. And I've worked for Volkswagen for many years. I'm a Volkswagen master salesman, but I got the good old standard V6 turbo diesel. Yeah. This thing just crushes. People with their, here everyone has the Land Cruisers. Yeah, they got the big Lexus G series and all that.
The Land Cruisers oh my
they're
god,
huge.
Those cars are trash, dude. Like,
yeah, man, but they try to race me, and I'm like, you got a 2.4 liter diesel, and the thing sounds like it's crying when the turbo hits. And I said, "Come at me, bro. Bye bye. See you later. So sorry." Yeah, because everyone likes 4x4s. So the other day, my buddy, he's got a beautiful farm not too far from the city, and he's had it for 20 years. He's an Englishman, lived here for 20 years, and he's also a Hexagon. And he's got 60 hectares, which is what, about 130 acres, and he has access to about another 150 acres. And he wants to sell me a parcel of the land so I could build a house out there, as like 4 hills, beautiful, that overlooking the ocean and the Contador Islands where they filmed the Survivor series.
Oh,
you can see the islands where the Survivor was filmed and all. That's how far away it is. And for the main road, it's got a 25-mile dirt road. And then he said this dirt road takes you 2.5 hours, even with a 4x4. So we were having coffee, and my truck was out in the parking lot. I said, "Hey, come check out my truck. See if I can make it out to your house." So I raised the suspension. He's never seen anything like that before. My truck is like a transformer. It's going up, and he's like,
airbags or something.
Yeah, it's got the Urus would have had it too, the raised suspension. And I was like, now look underneath, and I got the extra armor plating underneath, so it can go off road. He goes, Randy, this will have no issue going down my road. I'm like, that's what I want to hear. Now I'll buy a piece of property from you. Let's do this. Because I want a house out in the country. I want away from the city. He said there's nobody around, nobody. And you're just out by yourself. He's got ocelots running around, all kinds of wild monkeys. It's like in the middle of nowhere. I said, that's what I need in case these fuckers try to lock us down for any reason in the future. And we could totally be out on our own and survive. So that's what I've been up to.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, like at some point, I probably am going to get myself. It would just have to be somewhere like I hate the cold. I truly do. I just truly do, man. Like
even in Vegas, it gets cold. Go outside right now and tell me it's not cold outside.
My goldfish dead by morning with Goldie. Look, he's chasing somebody right now. Like,
poor goldfish. I told my son's like, I want that goldfish. I'm like, oh man. Okay, we'll see. I've had betas my whole life. Usually they're a little bit too aggressive, but we'll see. Hopefully they calm down when I turn the lights off after this. Dr. H says, thanks, Randy DCC. We'll catch up tomorrow on your colorful tour of Spanish speakers. That's funny. We got some great people in our community, man. Dr. H is another one. He's going to stream with me. He's a chiropractor that talks about health and things like that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I've been talking about health a lot. Yeah, Bright Light says, one day I'll put 10% of my wealth in gold and silver. Listen, the whole point is to always do it, right? You don't have to do 10%. Do 2%. Because it could quickly become 10%.
No, I think that's solid. That's solid advice. I probably lean, depending on how much money you have, I probably lean a little more on some gold instead of just for because if you really start having a lot of money, and then that's a lot of silver weight. Holy crap!
Silver takes up space.
That's a lot.
Here we go. You know my stories, right?
Yep.
So 2011, I'm working here with a company that sells metals, gold, silver, and all kinds of metals. And this guy up in Costa Rica buys $72,000 worth of silver from me.
Right.
And he wanted junk silver. He wanted the change, the dimes and quarters. And
he wanted the bags, right? The bags. Yeah.
Just the big bags of it. Mm-hmm. And in 2011, it wasn't as much because it was about $35 an ounce at the time. So it wasn't at the weight when the
that was close to the all-time high, right? 37.50.
Yeah, it was getting close to the all-time high. Yep. And I said, okay. So I got in touch with my Jewish friend here because the Jewish community is the one with all the metals. And I said, hey, I need 72K worth of junk silver. He's like, I'll have it to you tomorrow, Randy. I'm like, perfect. So he's a young guy. He's like 20 something years old. And he brings up this huge bag of metal and he's got a cart bringing it up. I said, what the fuck? I said, this guy's coming down from Costa Rica on a bus. What's he going to do? So I get this canvas bag and it weighs a freaking ton. I'm 300 pounds at the time, and I'm like, okay, I said I could barely carry this. And the guy shows up and he's like 70 years old. I'm thinking, oh my God. What is this guy going to do all the way back to Costa Rica with this 70K worth of silver? Well, I took him down to the bus station because I figured I'd be nice. I went with him on the taxi and I put him on the bus and I said, good luck. Because I could barely lift it. Oh my god!
Good luck,
Man.
soldado.
Yeah, saludos, my friend.
Jeez, I mean, hey man, that's some AAA service right there. You took his ass to the fucking
Yeah, took his
Greyhound.
ass to the bus because he couldn't carry it.
Oh my
He couldn't
god,
carry
man.
it.
What was he
And what
thinking?
happened?
Like, what was he thinking? Like, was he thinking like he was just gonna carry his money within his pocket or something? Like, he's like, I've got this one gold bar, 2 gold bars on my chest.
I was like, this guy's nuts. And then imagine, because you got to go through customs in the Costa Rican at the border.
Right.
So I hope he didn't lose it.
No, I just
I imagine if he did, he would have messaged
I'm
me.
opening an arcade, American arcade. I'm like opening an American arcade.
Oh yeah. Okay. Preppers and off the grid YouTube channels are talking about CBDCs. Are they good?
That's good,
I was
man.
one of the first talking about it during the whole Shemitah thing. I was talking about it every night because I had a whole episode just on the CBDCs. Sandwiches and truckers in Canada come to mind with CBDCs. Oh yeah, remember they shut down all the people's bank accounts that were at the trucker rally in Ottawa during the protests.
Let me give you guys some advice as well, man, because I actually had so I can't say who, but this is somebody kind of close to me. Recently had a problem with Coinbase. So you guys make sure if you guys are ever going to send money to causes or anything like that, send it from like a MetaMask wallet or a wallet you control the keys from. Don't send it directly from people. For some reason, always leave money on an exchange like Coinbase. Nothing's wrong with Coinbase, but if Coinbase sees that you're sending it to another wallet with a bunch of so they're not doing that much research on it, but what's going on is, let's just say I have a Coinbase account and I send money to this wallet because I'm buying a service. They're like, there's a bunch of transactions going on here. This might be a wallet that's hacking people. And then they'll flag your account and turn your account off. And like I have a couple people that dealt with this stuff. So always take your money out of your Coinbase account into a MetaMask or a Trezor or a Trust wallet, some wallet, or Aurochs, brought to you by Randy Hilarski. And then from there, send it. You're not going to have a problem and stuff like that. Like you need to create at least one more degree of separation from the main entity. That way they can't really do anything to you. Just a little FYI, because like people just tend to forget that because it's like you think like, oh yeah, crypto, cool, I just sent it from my coin. People always want to pay from the Coinbase account. It's fucking annoying. It's
remember I told you they banned me in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my first Bitcoins and then
that's early
right away.
He started in 2013. That's early.
Yeah, I got banned in 2014. All I did was I sold my house in New York and I took what little profits I had. I bought some Bitcoin. And I sent them probably to an exchange, probably Bittrex or something. And then a couple days later, your account, you can no longer have an account with Coinbase. I'm like, what? What are you guys doing? You're killing me here. And it actually worked out for the best because it taught me to do peer-to-peer and things like that, which I've been doing a lot. And on my show, I always tell people to use things like Simple Swap or Change Now. Don't go to exchanges for your coins. Just use those. And you don't have to use KYC. That's the best way to do it.
I mean, I might have to contact you a little extra on that because like I'm trying to update the list of like where to go if you want to be non KYC because that window is kind of shrinking a little bit, especially as time goes on. Yeah, absolutely.
Andrews Dane says, "What's your take on the latest tweets about PLSX going 25 to 50x, maybe 100x next bull cycle based on my Metcalfe's law number of sacrifice laws?" I don't know, man. This is all hearsay for me. I have no idea what it's going to do. All I know, go. Yeah, you go DCC because
I got a point to this, man. Now, okay. Fuck, man. All right. Should we be bullish on it? Of course, but like. I get pissed off that there's now. You always have to have it. You always have like, yeah, the price. Can we at least wait until the coin comes out? Then can we speculate on price? Like, I get so pissed off at this bullshit. Like before the V1 test and the V2, all these motherfuckers on the V1. Look at the price. Oh my god. What is it? Oh,
that was cracking me up too.
Oh my god, $66. What? Like, bro,
I won 10 million in a fake casino too.
Yeah, bro, I gave myself like my heart actually pounded really hard because it was like I was getting that irritatedly talking like that. Can we just wait for it to launch? I'm getting so irritated, dude. Oh my god, I feel so bad, Randy. Like, so my stream yesterday, I did the whole HEX stream, right? And I completely forgot. Like, it's just I was running the stream ran way later than I thought. I thought it was like, oh, an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'll get it all done. 3 hours in, still going. And I totally just forgot to like. I was gonna shit on a bunch of like people in the HEX community for some of the dumb shit they've been doing recently. It's a lot of females in the HEX community that've been like a little out of pocket with this whole V3 thing, man. Can we? I look, bro. I'm hyped for V3, but can we all just like shut the fuck up a little bit?
Yeah, but at least the everyone put away the knives.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's the best part of it. Everyone put away the knives. Millennials have been saying we're in the Matrix since the Matrix came out in '99.
Yeah, that's why I said about the reason that's been a part of the red pill is because late 1998, 1999, 2003, early internet forums right there. Yep. No.
Absolutely. PulseChain HEX Crypto says I'm loading up on HEX, Hedron, and PulseZen. PulseZen, really? Why would you even touch?
Yikes.
Dude, that shit's got herpes. I ain't touching that.
I'd rather you buy Pulse Doge. I mean, I'd rather you Pulse Doge or some shit or like Pulse
yeah. I mean,
I think that's a little safer than I literally legit. Oh my god, get out of here!
I got my Pulse Doge, man. I'm sticking with this.
I made money on that coin. I made money, like legitimately. Like I got nothing terrible to say about it. It's just it is like it's just a meme coin, so it's like that's all you can say about it. But at least it's got a little more fundamentals than normal than other meme coins.
Yeah, especially once they get going with their staking and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a good question. What's a good entry point for Icosa Virgin? I think right now you're at a great point right now because the bull market has not returned. So as long as we're not in a bull market, it's the time to stack up Icosa and make sure you stake it. But was that you the other day, DCC, that staked like 1.5 million Icosa or something like that?
I don't know what the hell,
really. Someone came in and just diluted everybody with a whole bunch of Icosa. I was like, "What is going on here?"
I did a good amount, but I didn't do a million. Let's just say, but I did an okay amount.
That was crazy. I did miss out. I should have bought when it went down to 23 cents. And I think we're at like 53 or 52, something like that right now.
You fucking say Icosa and Crypto Sloth appears.
Yeah, you do it always. Is he using like
bro, he's using some sort of software, man. Some like GBT or whatever the fuck.
Oh, someone said it's like the bat signal for Crypto Sloth.
They're like, I've heard Hedron's going to fail. Crypto Sloth appears. What are we talking about right
now? He does it every time. Every time I bring up the stuff. He'll probably be in here tonight. He always shows up. Yeah. So shout out to Rolo the Godfather. Yeah. Rolo's been around forever. Russ said moon cycles. Yeah, check it out. I mean, even on TradingView. I like Waters Above. Waters Above and I. He streamed me during the Shemitah series. And he broke down Shemitah from a trader's perspective using the cycles, and he showed it. Even I learned. I was like, "Whoa, this guy is legit." No wonder he has 3,000 patrons paying him $10 or $10 a month. T-Bird said, "Casinos no more," and I'm an addict. I like casinos.
I like it too, but I've had some of my best investment trading ideas while I'm gambling.
Really?
Yeah. So I usually before I make a big play or something like that, I'll go. I'm not playing for a lot of money. I'm just like having fun. I'm literally look. I go to have fun, not to like. Oh man, I'm gonna score big, and this is the money that's going to get the hell out of here. That's some bullshit. Like,
yeah, it's not gonna change your life. You're doing it for fun. It's a relax. See, when you got money and you go to the casino, it's actually pretty relaxing. Yeah. It's no longer turns into a stressful thing because you don't have the fear of the loss. Fear of loss is a powerful emotion. And if you don't have fear of loss anymore, then you're like, I'm cool. That's exactly how I feel about Zen. When I did that, there's no fear of loss of Zen. I don't care what the thing does. If it ends up being great, great. I mean, it was the same thing when I did with HEX. When you got into HEX, were you 100% convinced the thing was going to do 10,000x? I sure wasn't, because I just bought them and staked them and forgot about them for 3 months.
Basically, fuck no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, best case in my head, the math I did when I got into HEX was like, if we get lucky, HEX does what Dogecoin did, and it'll go to 8 cents. That was the old all-time high. So I was like, because Doge was the only thing that had somewhat comparable supply somewhat a little bit. So I was like, okay, so Dogecoin in 2017 did 8 cents. If we get to a penny, 2 pennies, we're gonna be out here. Look where we're at right now. But like now, I talked to Hexagons who were with us back in the day. I remember the conversations we had. You're like, bro, man, if it just stayed at 2 to 3 cents or a penny, man, we'd be paid, son. And then it's at these prices, and they're just like, down bad right now. I'm just hurting.
Yo, everyone's like, Randy, what's your prediction for HEX at the end of 2021? I said, 2.5 cents. I was like, 2.5 cents. That's a fair number. And we're all thinking, that'd be freaking amazing. Imagine if we get to 2.5 cents. That's a 10x from here. And we're, or wherever it was. It was, yeah.
Yeah. People just want the price to be down there really quickly and then back up to the good price. That's the whole thing. Or like I mean, to tell you the truth, even me, like I've been dollar cost averaging into HEX like from it was 18, 13, 11, 9, 7,
wow,
5, 3, 2.4, and then 1.9, the 1.91. And then at 1.9, even I was like, I guess, yeah. Like, it's just like, I was like, at the time, right, it was looking like if we didn't get it, since we started getting a little bit more V3 news, and that kind of stabilized the price a little bit. But
right.
I mean, it was looking like we're heading towards like 1.3 cents and stuff. 1.1.
It sure felt like it.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe I should wait. But I was like, no, Miguel, follow your strategy. You said you were going to do so. And I did. But having that rule of like these sort of levels and stuff like that, these odd number DCAs has helped me out so much, because when I started my DCA at 18 cents, that was a 1% of allocation of money. Like, so I took profits on HEX at 40 to 50 cents. And that money, 1% went at 18 cents, and then a little bit more. So these DCAs that I've done at the 1.9 cents have been extremely larger than that.
That's awesome.
And then I've been accumulating a really good bag of liquid HEX. And then once I'm kind of done DCAing, I'm going to then start laddering, and I'll probably ladder half my liquid stack. That for some people, that's,
are you going to use HSIs, or are you going to do
native? 100% native. Yeah. Like I'm not like, I like HSIs. I have some, but here's the problem is, like, for me, they're missing a big tool. And I'll answer what's his name's question in a minute, but like they're missing, like, there's no 10s, there's no 11s, there's no 5s, there's no 8s, this is the problem that it's a really great product for what it is, but it's essentially missing the entire market. It's not a bond market. It's not a CD market. It's just a 15-year HSI market. So I think if I could talk to Alex, I'd help him out with this and stuff like that. But we have to find a way to incentivize multiple different timelines for these HSI loans in order to have a more healthier market, where you then, because imagine, like, you can just grab an HSI, like, you can fix your ladder up. You can't fix, like, if you don't have 15s, unbelievably great product. But from there, it's missing the whole plethora. What if I don't like, I check my ladder and like, fuck, I'm missing 13 years. Oh, let me go to the HSI market. Pick a couple of these. Cool. I plugged it up. Nice. And I bought it for a discount too. We're missing that. And I think that would be something cool to add and stuff. Totally implement it. Go ahead and put it into Ether and stuff. Because, like, I mean, I remember I was like, I was originally saying what ICOSA and, like, I'm not ICOSA, forgive me. What Hedron is right now is some of the stuff I was saying very early on in HEX that we needed and stuff. And I said this on the 24-hour live stream with Richard and stuff. I was asking questions about basically making Hedron, basically, of like a version of Hedron, and making the sort of, because I said we're a CD market. What if we became a bond market? That's the biggest market in the world, the bond market. Yes. And if you actually look at, like, if in history, right, in the 1920s and stuff, it's right as World War II ended. It was in 1918. Through 1914 to 1918, the Americans got into war bonds, and it was technically the first investments most common Americans ever did. Equities and bonds were basically held from these, like, rich business owners. They're the only people that really could use those markets. But the people started doing victory bonds, where, like, 1 penny when I pay you back will be 3 cents. People are like, wow, wait, I put a penny in and I get that back, and you're lending it over. So what happened is Americans, for the first time, accumulated savings for the first time ever. And this kick-started the bond market. That's why because of, like, getting normal people into bonds for the first time, this is why it's still the largest market ever. Outside of Forex, of course. But, like, it's the largest market. Then from there, equities. Basically what happened is, like, well, all these people are in fucking bonds and they have all these savings. Why don't we just start selling them equities? Yeah. That pushes off into the biggest fucking 10, 12-year bull market of equities ever. culminating
really,
in the
like 80-year
1929
bull.
crash. Yeah.
Now we got went all the way till this year. You know, it just keeps going up and to the right, and it has its dips and it resets and it keeps going up again.
Right.
You know?
It's kind of crazy. You can correlate, like, what was it? I think it was 1924 when basically they had sucked out almost all the yield. Everyone who had money from war bonds and general public was basically kind of like invested already. So around 1924 they started adding leverage, and it was 1924. That was the leverage, and the leverage only got up to 10x. But as soon as they said the leverage houses wouldn't get past 10x, 29 topped right there. Right.
Well,
crazy, right?
Where the whole world's markets are kind of there right now. Have you ever even heard of Ethereum? What the hell is Ethereum?
Sorry, I really haven't. I'm
sorry, Kevin. Neither one of us have heard of that one.
I'd stay away from it, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
My regular.
Bien cuidado. Bien cuidado. Okay. Hey, can DCC give us an update with the Phantom ecosystem? Go ahead, Phil. You got it. You're the man for this one.
It's doing awesome right now, man. I have so on the around the same time. Well, I'm sorry. Around the same time where HEX was about 1.9 cents, 1.8 cents, you had basically the rest of the altcoin market in Phantom basically at the all-time lows. You had beats at 2 cents. You had Blue at about 98 cents to $1. You had basically most of the altcoins in the Phantom ecosystem basically in the shitter, and I started getting positions. And basically what happened is Andre Congrier, he's probably one of the top 3, I would say, dev coders in all of crypto, period, and DeFi anywhere.
He's the guy that made Urine, right? Urine Finance guy?
Yeah, Urine Finance. Originally started off with Curve and stuff in the L2 and the what is it? The yield 2 pools inside of synthetics. So like all of DeFi technically came from synthetics, technically. So it went from synthetics, Curve, then he did Yearn, and then he jumped. Then some of the guys from the Yearn guys and the guys from Curve ended up creating Convex, and it just from there it all kind of spurred out from there and stuff like that. But yeah, so basically he's basically because he saw the birth of it, and he also created one of the kind of the first ever kind of implementations of like taking, once we created these places where you can have deep liquidity pools for stables, they started creating leverage houses and stuff like that, and Aves and stuff like that. He knew how to yield farm, so he came out with this giant report on Phantom of like how he ran. Basically, when the Phantom Foundation started, they had like $5 million total. They were pretty broke at the time. In one bull market, within 2 years, he ran it up over $1 billion from yield farming and investments and stuff like that. Because it's almost the same Nancy Pelosi. Because he saw the whole birth of it, he knew everybody. He knew where to put money everywhere. So he basically. I'm not saying inside traded, but like, he knew exactly mathematically where to put money to be insta profitable, since they made all the calculations and they did all the pools and stuff. So he had the fix. So he came up with this huge thing basically saying, and it was a huge call out to the rest of the foundations. Most other foundations in crypto are broke or going broke, and Phantom's basically pulling out like millions a week yield farming even right now. A month, I'm sorry.
Well, you told me, you didn't tell me. It was on a live stream, so I used to watch every Sunday night with Cultivate.
Moon Gang. Shout out to Charlie.
Yeah, on Charlie. You guys always talked about synthetics. Are you still super, super bullish on synthetics?
I am. It's just it made us some really good money in the first half. So basically, early 2020, beautiful. Made us yahoo! Like I made a lot of money on synthetics. Right? It was a really good coin. You could yield on it. It was like you could yield like 12-14% yield on it anywhere. It literally went from like $1 to $28 and stuff. I did really good X's on it. And then what happened is from there, the Ethereum gas fees killed its market basically. So only really, really, really rich people or people who had like a lot of capital could afford the gas fees in order to make it profit. This is why kind of like Aave, basically all V1 DeFi kind of only went to the rich, the Ethereum rich. There are only people who can really afford to do it, basically. So now there's starting to be right now the big thing right now is that there's going to be like Aave V3. Oh, what's up, Charlie?
Yeah, speaking of,
that's right, man. So what's it called? we're going to have Aave V3 and stuff like that, and we're starting to get these kind of upgrades and everything like that. Basically, synthetics is starting to become deflationary, and basically what it is basically it's a coin where you buy it and stuff like that. You own a portion of the network, and you can lend out your synthetics token to a shared pool, and that shared pool can then be a shared liquidity pool for synthetic products. Let's just say, like, I wanted to buy a synthetic Ethereum or Tesla or something like that as an example, and there's no slippage. You instantly get paid out. So let's just say I bought a bunch of synthetic Ethereum goes up, I sell it, I get the profit, it comes out in synthetics, and then you can also get yield from it. So that's kind of the whole thing. Basically, it's an entirely like it's like a fake market, it's either like a fake casino, but except you can really get paid from it is really what it is. Oh. And they're the best at what they do on that, and they've been running it since basically like 2020. And the only competitor they ever had was basically Mirror Protocol, which was on Luna, which fucking went to shit, and it was already shitty anyway. But it went so. Basically, I think we're going to get a repeat. I think we're going to get sort of a V1 Ethereum. We're going to get probably the Uniswap, Aave, Synthetic's going to do a run probably in the next year or so. And after that, like, we'll have to see. It's probably going to slow down again, I would imagine. The one thing with Synthetics that they fucked up on is they didn't really expand to other ecosystems. So what I'm guessing they might end up doing is on this next run up, when they finally shoot up again in price, they'll probably, if they're really smart, they'll expand out to like the L2s, like Optimism, Arbitrum, or they go on to Matic, or they'll probably. I think you're really right about AVAX. AVAX is in a great position right now. Basically, they're one of the main benefactors of GameFi. They're probably going to be either the fourth or the third biggest chain for GameFi this next cycle. They've just partnered. I mean, not partnered, but they're like basically using what's called which I'm not the biggest fan of this, but it's good for scaling, which is basically Amazon Web Services for scaling and stuff like that. Their tech is really good in terms. So I can basically take my coin, put it on AWS, on AVAX. I have my own blockchain, and then I can spend my own token. So I can instantly make my token into like an L1 basically on there. This is what DeFi Kingdoms did. Where like imagine if we took HEX, right? I can make take HEX, move it on to AVAX. I'd have HEX chain, and then HEX chain, it'd be, all the gas fees are paid in HEX. You literally could do that probably within like a month or less.
Yeah, I saw B Roots. B Roots was shilling a new coin today that was one of those AVAX, one of the first ones that came out that's doing exactly like you told me it is. And I bought some and already made a profit on it. So hey. Way to go. Thank you, B Roots. You let me know what's going on.
Let me know if I ever get too long-winded. Know what's called, Randy.
No problem, man. I'll get my homie hammer out. That's old. That's old school, man. I got one of those squeaking hammers for my son. I call it his homie hammer.
It's
so
homie hammer.
For those of you guys who are old enough, you know what I'm talking about. Homie the clown. Homie, don't play that. I got my kid running around hitting people saying, "Homie, don't play that." so many people saying 10,000x to 1,000x. Let's just focus on the first X. That's right, lights out.
Yeah. It depends on where. Like you'll probably get the most X's out of PulseX, I think, just because it's going to crash the most comparatively to like PulseChain. So if I'm just looking at like algebra or fucking geometry, I guess it'd be algebra technically. Like if I'm just looking, or just percentages and stuff, right?
Ratio trading,
right? I mean, it's gonna sell down much more than PulseChain. So the low is gonna be lower, and then over time as it pumps up, like PulseChain will probably make you more money off the jump. But if you buy down here and then you wait long enough, percentage gains. You'll probably make more on PulseX. Plus the buy and burn really will help out. Wait, what are we talking about?
Remember, I said,
the fuck, Randy? I took me off my train of thought completely. I was
like, nerfies. I'm sorry. Oh man. Oh God, I'm a nurse, so I have no problem talking about stuff. Yeah. So yeah, you're talking about the ratios with PulseX. Yes, I think PulseX initially, because so many people purchased it because they want to buy Pulse. But the other ratio that no one's talking about right now, I think, is going to be the winner, is all these people who are going to sell their HEX to get Pulse because they didn't get to sacrifice at all.
EHEX. I'm sorry, EHEX.
No, I'm talking about PHEX.
Oh, yeah. Everything's going to be sold down, bro. All three main pairs, they're all going to be sold down. It's just I would say PulseChain is probably the most sold, but like the PHEX is also going to be sold down as well. It's like because everything starts at the same, like EHEX and PHEX, same price. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Once that bridge comes in, that EHEX price is going to be decimated.
And you guys, like your USDC and your fucking Tether's gonna be worth nothing. You guys, just FYI.
Everyone keeps asking me, "Oh, what stable should I use?" Don't use a stable. Stay away from the stables.
Randy, I am a dollar maxi, sir. I like my stables. Like you'd be lucky, bros. If you guys would be lucky as fuck if you get like half a penny per dollar. Like seriously. Like half a penny per dollar. It's probably gonna be 25% of a percent.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He was there. And it was right around the time we were talking about it. This guy. Yeah, get rid of the stables, guys. Before the
just buy coins. Like just buy coin. You don't get rich with stables. You get it's like stables are only in fact. Look, bro, ask me when everything was pumping, ask me how much I had in stables. Nothing, almost damn near nothing. I would just use Ethereum, or I'd use another coin to buy something if I wanted it. Like you get rich with coins. You don't get rich with dollars. Now, when you want to take some profits here and there, sure, but like this whole thing of like dollars are only in vogue right now because like the market's down right now. But at some point, as soon as things going up, like as soon as prices start going up, oh my God, you start feeling like a dumbass holding all those dollars. You're like, oh my God, man, like. I mean, I felt pretty dumb buying. Like, I felt even like, am I being too risky, Miguel? And why am I buying these phantom coin alts right now? But like, I was like, no, I'm gonna get these positions now. And like, I'm sitting on like my average. Like in the last 2 weeks, I'm up 2.5x on everything right now. On everything.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Even Phantom's up 18 cents to like I think it's 40 cents right now. 2x on Phantom, 2.5 to 4x on some of the altcoins we got. I mean,
I did like 80% on Avalanche was my best move of all the because I didn't get into. I'm trying to stay lean with the amount of coins I'm in.
Well, you could do here's my good strategy. So I haven't gone into this one yet, but I like this one. A good strat for you, especially if you're trying to get more Aave. Forgive me, AVAX. I'm sorry. These fucking coins with the letter A. Sorry.
Yeah, so many of them.
Yeah, you could probably get GMX. You can buy GMX. I think that'll be a decent token on Avalanche. Stake it, and you get kicked, and you get a bunch, and you get paid like somewhere like 34% APR in AVAX token.
Oh, nice.
So you just hold it works just like Mintra does and stuff. That's why I invested into Mintra as well for the NFT platform on PulseChain.
Yep.
It's because I stake my Mintra, hold it there, and as people are trading NFTs back and forth, I'm getting PulseChain.
What's Mintra forked from?
It's forked from LooksRare.
And I used to use LooksRare.
Yeah, LooksRare is good. I like LooksRare. Surprisingly enough, like LooksRare might be honest. If I'm being honest with you, like LooksRare, GMX are probably some of the best crypto business to pairs. Like Illuvium works the same way, except Illuvium's not out yet. But like some of the coins that I've invested very heavily in or have this really strong sort of like connection to like if thing work good and people use thing, price go up and I get money. This 5 year, like it's really like, oh, if people use this thing, then I make money. Like
my ETH whale friend, he absolutely loves GMX and LooksRare. Those are his two favorite projects, and there's a reason why he's an ETH whale. He kicks
you off Ethereum, bro. LooksRare kicks you off Ethereum. It pays you in Ethereum. Like
he absolutely loves it. And his thing is he only invests in projects that Ethereum Foundation pays attention to. So that's how he does it. That's how he's got super wealthy. He just sticks with the Ethereum Foundation.
Yeah,
which is a safe bet. I mean, we're going to have the PulseChain Foundation, right? It's those of us who have been around a long time who are kind of the
consensus of elders.
Yeah, basically. The consensus build exactly. And I'm sure people like Alex and Richard and David Fetter and yourself and you guys are all come together and you'll be like the brains to say, hey, this one's really good. You guys, give you that stamp of approval for PulseChain moving forward. What do you think? I know I'm segueing here, but what do you think of what Alex did with this little machine that you hook up to your internet and you can get a validator node? Have you checked it out? Have you seen what he's doing?
The cherry pie? or which one?
Yeah, you just hook it up, and in between your Wi-Fi, your router, and your internet, and then you have a
PulseChain.
validator for
Yeah, I
PulseChain.
mean, it's really cool, but I mean, honestly, it's cool. But the thing is like there's going to be such a competition to be validators, and there's only going to be a limited amount of validators anyway. Even with
Yeah,
the
but you're
proof.
not doing it for profit.
No, yeah. Well, no.
You're,
If well, unless I'm mistaken, how the validator thing works now on PulseChain.
no, there's it's just like how it was on Steemit, where there could be thousands of people being validators.
No, I
But
know.
only
Yes, you can be a validator, but the main ones who actually are running most of the transactions are going to be like the 33 or the 32,
the top
31.
ones.
Yeah,
yeah, and they have to be. I think they're voted. I think that
yeah.
I'm not sure how. I don't even pay attention to that stuff. But I do.
David said
Anybody
that
wants to
stuff.
be a validator, because the thing I care about is that the thing that worries me about Ethereum is that almost 70% of all the validators are in the U.S. And that, so it's very US centric ecosystem, where I would like to see PulseChain be a non-US centered ecosystem. So it would be from all other countries, like, Hodl Dog setting up in Switzerland, people setting up in Bangkok, Thailand, that kind of stuff all over the world. And that would keep us a little bit safer than being so centralized inside the US.
I think it works as long as it's like the main validators. Like the thing is like it's just the way of the world is. Most of the money's in the developing world. Like outside of like we can't trust. I mean, I don't know about you, bro, but I don't trust China for shit personally. And like so, any validator from China is already trash already, right? So there's only so many Asian country ones. So you can have a couple in Singapore, you can have some here or there, but like there's like there's not enough population, or like you could have ones from India, sure, but like. Talk about I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but like it'll work and stuff like that. But the thing is like I get pretty freaked out myself. Now this is for me being American. Like obviously I like seeing some proportion of the chain being in America, but like the same time too, like there's a lot of shit going down in Europe and stuff like that. But like it typically is going to be probably like 20% America, 30% Europe, I'm guessing, and then like something like that's perfectly fine. That's spread out like that. But it's never going to be like 2% America and like all just because money wise, there's a lot of crypto wealth here in the States and in Europe as well. And even though a lot of Asia runs a lot of other parts of the world and stuff, like maybe South Korea, Japan a little bit and stuff. But I mean, you've had news recently, like Japan, like this is something that Charlie says a lot and stuff like that. Like companies have a lot of trouble unless they start to like dole out money to like other Japanese corporations, that businesses kind of go under very quickly. I mean, like right now, Kraken and Coinbase just left Japan this last month. Like,
oh yeah,
they closed.
That's pretty big news.
That's pretty big news and stuff. So I'm like, so it's like, just is what it is. Yeah.
We don't play that. Buy Coinbase. Like, I have no feelings for Coinbase. I cannot stand that company. So when they suffer, I'm like, bye. See you guys later. No, I'm not doing Kevin. Sorry, I'm not pulling it up. We are having a conversation here tonight. Not pulling up any charts.
Philippines. Yeah, the Philippines are good too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another good one. Liquidity money at the beginning going to be like bread thrown into minnow swarming. I think you're talking about liquid loans, right? That's liquidity.
Yeah, liquidity. Yeah, liquidity. So it's liquid.
Oh, liquidity. Okay, I thought it said liquidity.
Probably the main stablecoin. Probably the main stablecoin for the HEX ecosystem is probably going to be liquid loans stablecoin.
Oh yeah.
I'm guesstimating that one or some version of whatever the Aave fork of with Famous and Fiat and stuff like that. It's basically those are the two competitors right now. We've probably going to make some stable coins.
I'm in all of them. I sacked for all of them, so I spread out my risk. But right. Have you listened to Buck talk from Fiat?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him on my stream. I think tomorrow actually.
He's sharp. He was on my stream a couple weeks ago. And Dylan was on a couple times. Dylan's a character, man. That dude he cracks me up. He's so hillbilly. I'm like, where do we find this guy? But he keeps it real, man. He handles the social media and keeps it comical with the whole Fiat and Famous stuff and Fatty. They're doing a good job, man. Our ecosystem is going to be lit. Once it's up and running, I think people are really going to be attracted to the PulseChain ecosystem, not just because of the quality of the chain, the speed of the chain, all this kind of stuff, but because characters, man. We are a bunch of characters. And people love that. What other community has it? They don't.
No, definitely not.
Just Win says, hoping RH grants me citizenship when he starts his own country.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually talked to me and him were talking about that actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we were talking about different options and stuff, and like I was telling him like Baja might be, but then he was like, yeah, he was actually going for it, but then he was like, so then I told him like, yeah, but I mean, negatives, there might be cartel. And he's like, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. So Motley says there will be thousands of nodes. PulseChain is no longer deflationary. You can run a node, stake it, and make probably like 4 to 6% on your PulseChain, just like staked ETH. Good to know. You can tell how disconnected I am. I'm not even paying attention. I did hear someone say it's no longer deflationary, but I haven't.
I was waiting till the V3 testnet to then really like double check what's really gonna like. I'm hearing like so much misinformation, and like I talked to this dev like
we were cracking up.
I was like, bitch you, like there's like I'm sucking off this fucking dev right now. He told me this thing and that thing, and like all these dudes and chicks and shit on Twitter are just talking about this dev said this and this. Which dev? Who? What are you talking about right now? No, you just don't understand, man. And we got this personal connection and stuff, man. This dev's telling me this stuff, and like I'm a part of. I'm like you know, I'm really tuned in right now. I've got like I'm in these secret chats and stuff, and you don't understand the alpha or the Merkle tree shit that I'm like.
I don't care. Show me the money. That's all I care about. Show me what's happening, and then and version 3 is up, and then I'll start having faith and I'll start believing. But right at this current time, I don't.
It's just whole this boy crowd's wolf's shit already. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. Oh shit! I'm gonna pull up the chart really quick. Just show you guys what's going on.
Oh my god! I'm glad I never sent you that meme.
Oh yeah, you had a good one.
Oh my god! I saw one that killed me, dude. Like, geez.
Oh, you talking about the one with the with the girl dragging the simp in the outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I died, man. I shared that shit last night.
Dude.
The whole chat was just on fire. Like that is so simp.
I sent it to you now. There you go. It's in the.
You sent it to me where? Oh,
it should be in there in a minute.
In Twitter.
Yeah.
Come on, Twitter, light it up, buddy.
Yeah, it's sent already.
All right.
That's fine. I'll just wait a bit.
It's not showing. I don't know why. My Twitter, okay, let's look at the charts real quick. All right. So yeah, Bitcoin's looking good. I mean, I think it's just because of the stuff that's going on with Canada. When I show charts, it's gonna be much different than what you're normally looking at because I'm a freaking idiot and I don't understand TA. So all I use is indicators as signals, right? So the ORX indicator went green way back here. And we've been green. If you got in here, the ORX indicator at 16.8, you did pretty freaking good. And I tell people, if you use the ORX indicator, you only have to trade a couple times a year if you insist on trading. So the SMA crossed over, went green. So we got positive. The demand index is over 0, which means a shift in what's it called? In the feelings of where the market's going. And look at the fear and greed. We're actually going to greed for the first time. And over here, look at this going way back. Look at this shit.
Yeah,
that's how long we've been in a bear. All right, so this is the last time we were in greed. It was way back in November 21. Right. So this is all I use to make my decisions. I was telling everybody about a VAX. Let's pull up a VAX here. I told everybody back here that I think a VAX is a great buy, right? And then cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. What the hell, man? Now we're sitting at 18 something, and back here I think we're at $11. So it almost doubled up. I'm gonna save everybody all the charts, but let's look at HEX on the monthly. We're still 3 months in on a green ORX indicator for HEX. The demand index is about to go to 0, which is really good. That means we have a change in sentiment, and then we also have the greed coming back for HEX, and we haven't had that in a long time, man. Right. It's been months. So we're back in business, boys and girls. It's getting exciting again. So I hope that people are paying attention and getting their money ready because
what did Richard say? He said like Typically, a bear market's about 1.5 to 2 years, and we've already been in it for 1.5 years already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the problem we have this time is that the macro
Yep.
is nasty. The
Yep.
stuff behind the
It
real
wasn't a
world,
crypto crash; it was a macro crash.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything crashed. So, and then we have war, and now we have a pivot coming. So there's still some nastiness that could happen over the next month or two. I still believe that we March is 1 year before the Bitcoin halving, and that's typically when we start to have that accumulation phase. And so people better start paying attention. You better start getting your money ready and start buying up the tokens that you like, because I know Miguel's like me. We buy things when they're cheap, and then we just ride it out for the whole bull market. While the taxi drivers are telling stuff to everyone to buy, we start selling. And just like when HEX, when it went to 20 some cents in the first time, Randy did the whole thing in the Homer with the bushes. I was like, okay, now it's time to start selling. Selling what liquid you have, So yeah, that's how the markets roll, guys.
I know, right? And don't forget the Litecoin halving's coming as well, man.
The what?
The Litecoin halving's happening this year as well.
You still talk about Litecoin,
sir, Randy?
I totally forgot that shit out of my mind.
Well, it's because it's usually a good trade. It's like a trade I do once every 4 years, basically, when there's a halving. Last time I made a really good amount of money off of that, and that's like some of the capital I use in HEX, and then kind of built my whole portfolio off of that.
Okay.
So I mean, Litecoin bottomed at like $50. I think it's in 80 range right now. It's probably off the halving hype. It's probably going to like $280 to $300.
That's pretty good for Litecoin.
For
haven't
Litecoin
seen those prices in a while. What did it peak out last bull?
720.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even paying attention to it.
Yeah, but that was kind of a weak sauce sort of all-time high. Like the previous all-time 2017 all-time high is 420. Lol. 420, and then this last one was 720, 740. So, but what was that stupid ass upgrade we've been waiting forever on? It's been done already. They just haven't released it, which is Mimblewimble. But
Mimblewimble, yeah.
Yeah, so
what I'm guessing, I know all about that.
Yeah, what I'm guessing what they're probably going to do. What happened?
CoinJoin.
Oh yeah, CoinJoin and stuff.
CoinJoin and Mimblewimble for privacy. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're probably going to do the halving, and then probably next year they're going to do the Mimblewimble. I'm guessing. So I think Charlie Lee and the guys in Litecoin they only have 2 bullets. They got the halving, and they got that. But normally per cycle they got 1 bullet, which is the halving. So this time they have like 2 shots in the barrel to like boom and boom, basically. So I'm guessing they're probably going to do halving, let it crash down, and then in 24 they're going to come out with the Mimblewimble. But what they're waiting for is like there's like a couple of pre-approved coins, which is like what's called Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, or like coins that are 100% not what you would. I think Dogecoin might even be in there as well. That are considered not securities. I think that's what they're waiting for. I think they're waiting for them to be classified as non-securities, and they hit the upgrade button on them, and so they can't get in trouble, because obviously people are just disappearing out here in these streets if they make certain.
Okay, everybody, time to pick up 10 Litecoin and just forget about them.
Yeah,
just put them away, because you just never know, right? Pete Swag says, yeah, he's got money coming. Do you think this is the time to buy or wait? We're not here for financial advice, but I think the market is heading back down. But this news today that happened with the pivot coming, the markets this might be the end of the bull or end of the bear. It just might now. I'm more convinced than I was before. And like I said at the beginning of the show, it could be insider trading. People knew that the pivot is coming before we did. Right. The people at the Fed, the secretary heard, she told her cousin, and then her cousin works at Coinbase, and said, oh, they're probably only going to do 1 more. And, and word spread fast, and then the crypto markets got a hold of it, and that's why we had a pump. So it could be that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of those things you can probably with HEX, like worst case. I mean, like right now it probably go back down to like 1.9, 1.8 at the worst case, but like the difference between that and this price is whatever. If you're gonna use that to buy HEX, and just buy some now, buy like 1,000 now, and then wait and buy 1,000 later, and then you're good. That's it, right? I said this on my stream yesterday. Is if the macro, if we just keep pumping up for some fucking reason, even if HEX does fucking nothing, the pump in the rest of the market will hold the HEX price up and even force it up anyway. So now that isn't great. That isn't great news, but like, I mean, I think we probably get V3 testnet and stuff probably like Valentine's Day or like late February, the worst case. So that'll pump us up. That'll probably be like a 4 to 6 cent per sort of pump, and then from there, I actually think that we might actually end up getting the another sacrifice phase for the Richard Hart wallet. I think right before we actually get the launch of PulseChain, because it gets a little complex, sort of like I think Richard would probably like the price of HEX to pump up higher than launch Pulse, because like once PulseChain's launched and stuff, he has to accept PulseChain, PulseX, HEX,
Yes.
PHEX. It becomes more of a bit of a clusterfuck. It's fine, right? But it's a better pump if it's, because basically if they launch it now, let's just say as an example, he says like, oh yeah, there's sacrifice phase for the new wallet, right? Cool. If that happens, then you'll get a massive pump on HEX. And in terms of coins that people sacrifice, they'll sacrifice some Ethereum here and there, some USDC, HEX, and a little bit of Hedron. But the Hedron, it'll mostly be HEX, really. So that HEX, that amount of HEX that gets taken off the market will really help it to kind of pump up. And then if you launch PulseChain right after, goddamn, like
that would be hard for me, man.
That's the recipe for all that would probably get us back up to the 30-cent range on HEX.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I since I'm such a Aurochs guy, the wallet doesn't excite me. I think wallets, there's so many wallets, right? But how many different features can wallets have? And Aurochs, they freaking just hit a home run with theirs. If you get to play with it, just got so many things. So what's Richard going to do? Is he going to go in and just find out all the cool shit that Aurochs did and add to it, and then it'll have some PulseChain specific features? I mean, I just can't think of any other things that we really need in a wallet. The simulation phase, the simulation thing that they have in the Aurochs wallet is priceless. It saves all the plebs, because you run a simulation before you do any transaction. It tells you you're going to get wrecked or not. It tells you if you're going to get rugged. All right. So those are the kinds of things that you need to have in a new wallet. I doubt that Richard's even building it yet. I mean, it's probably not even.
He's been building. They've been building.
Has he?
Yeah, they have.
You must be looking at him at like, I wish Randy would shut up, because I keep talking about like, look, you're late to the party. You got, what's his name's wallet? KG built his is up and running, and then Aurochs. We got two really good wallets now. So
yeah, but it's not about the tech. So okay, so now I think you're right. I mean, the thing is, I haven't used Aurochs wallet that much, but from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. I like it. But remember, it's sort of like what Google was like. Google wasn't the first search engine; it was like the 17th, right? And like, to tell you the truth, I bet you out of the first 30 search engines, there probably was one better than Google. But what happened is the Google one caught fire, and a lot of it's about marketing, right? So it's because he has a large amount. So it's like he has a giant email list, and he has a lot of influence. So when he launches something, his product's just going to do really well because he has a track record. Even if the product is shittier. Or something, let's just say his wallet is shittier, right? And it does, and like as long as it's like somewhat comparable, like even if it's, as an example, let's just say it's like 60%, 40% shittier than Aurochs, as an example. But because of the outreach, it'll just smash and get used by a lot of people. And then over time, it'll probably get upgraded and stuff like that. Like, because all the Hexicans will use it. Like, oh my God, you do fuck MetaMask, people start, you just have an army of people to shill. And that'll onboard people into the wallet and stuff like that. So it's like, that's kind of what'll probably end up happening. It's all, but it's just it's influencer marketing on top of like track record of people making money with HEX and stuff like that the wallet will probably do very well for itself. That's the reason to invest into it. It's like network effect. And that's all cryptos are. Cryptos are basically religions with network effects with money. Like, you know.
Yeah, Richard's really good with the marketing thing. So yeah, he's got an army. You know, it's kind of like me. I understand marketing. I understand social media. I understand all these things and the power of growing something. And that's why, I went ahead and started a newsletter. I started the Patreon. It's like time to do my own thing. And you were actually one of the reasons I did that, because I saw what you did with your courses. And it was November, and every November we always lose our clients. It's like clockwork every year. It's every company goes through this. November is the worst month of the year for business. You lose your clients like crazy. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of going through this. I've been going through this for 11 years. And I said, I'm tired of going through this every November, having to get the messages and, then say, okay, I'm sad to see you leave. Then you'll be back in February or March, so they always are. And I say, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to build something of my own. And I recalled how you did it with your courses and stuff. I said, DCC did it. I can do it too. I've been doing it for other people all these years. I just never did it for myself. I took Dollar Vigilante from 7,000 Twitter followers to 70,000. And I checked them today. They've only grown by 1,500 or so since I left. And that was a year over. It was in September 2021 when I left the company. It's because they don't know how to use social media. These guys they're not very smart with social media, but they're good with newsletters. And their newsletter guy is a guy I got hired, and he's really good with it. So I saw what you did. I saw what I used to do with Dollar Vigilante. I said, I could do this. So it's time to build my own. And we've been having a blast, man. And putting together
but it's because you want to work. It's because you want to work. This is the problem with a lot of like Randy. You're a smart guy. You provide value. You got experience, and you're creating a product that people want to do right. And there's a lot of people even in the HEX community that can do so. It's just they're fucking lazy, and a lot of them don't want to work. Like a lot of Hexicans, and this is when I say Hexican, I really mean like crypto person in general. Like a lot of people in crypto, they want to get into crypto to make money so they don't have to work. And the thing is one thing that you will learn as you get older is that there's no escaping work. You will always work. Man. You gotta work. Even when you're retired, everything becomes work. Like you watch this. Like I tell this to my clients all the time. I tell this to my brothers. I tell this to my dad too, and stuff like what'll happen is even if you make a shit ton of money, what happens? You will make your like stupidest things into work. What I mean by that is just like, let's just say you've been lazy all day for the whole week, you're off and shit, and you're like, oh, I fucking have to get out of bed today because I have to go to the doctor. Like, oh my god, I gotta go to the gym. Oh, like, you make your whole fucking like just doing the stupidest shits of your life a struggle. You will, and that's what humans do. We love to make everything a struggle. So you might there's some great advice I heard. There's like, if you're a lazy person, just fucking fill up your schedule for the shit and you have to do, and then you will do it. It'll keep you from being lazy, to falling into your slothness. Like it's just is what it is. And like here's the thing: is a lot of it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? And a lot of people in the HEX community and in the crypto community, they don't want to work. They want to I want to get rich to get out of here and do this. I don't want to make. They don't want to make businesses. They don't want to. I get it. I mean, Richard says this shit, right? He's like, the guys who started all these mining companies. Now the mining thing, I understand the mining thing, but like the mining companies or like, what if the guys who started Coinbase just bought crypto and didn't make the Coinbase? Like they probably would have made more money, right? Sloth, lol. I didn't mean sloth, bro. Like you know what I mean. But like this is what happens, it's just people don't want to do anything. They just want to sit back in Puerto Rico and chill on the beach and shit and like fucking dick in their hand, not do shit. I
can't live like that, man.
I'm against man wearing flip-flops, and
oh come on, man.
I hate flip-flops with passion, bro.
My chocolates are right over there, man. I got chocolates, man. Don't call them flip-flops.
Chocolates. Foot thongs and stuff, but like no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with vacation and shit like that. But like there's nothing wrong with that sort of stuff. But then like what ends up happening is that 5-6 years pass by and stuff like that, and they stagnate, or like and then they're like, oh fuck, what am I doing now? Like because time passes you quickly, man. Like I mean, I like one thing with you, like you like. It took all the experience of you being in the military and the Navy and stuff for you to kind of get to where you're at today. And there's a lot of people who do get the success. Like I talked about this yesterday, and I talked. You need
discipline. You got to have discipline.
It's really discipline. Good. Like every person that I know in crypto that got really rich from one cycle, like entered crypto in 2021 or in 2020, made a fuck ton of money. Almost all of them lost it. Almost every single one, at least the people I know. I know tons of people that made like $1 million, $2 million. It's fucking gone. Are you kidding me? It's gone, yeah. Because it's just they kept doing dumb stuff. I know people that I've got hundreds of people that they're like this is what happens as soon as you get a little bit of money, it gets to their fucking head and they don't listen to anybody. No, like we've taught tons of students, right? Tons of students.
You've taught a ton.
a ton of students, right? And there's a good portion that listen and they've kept some of their wealth, but some of them, right? They get their first couple $100,000 and shit, and then their head gets like this. Miguel, you don't know shit, bro. No, I know, bro. This is where the money's at and stuff like that. And then all their shit they've chosen has gone to fucking zero. And it's like they lost their money, and like it's just getting like too big. It happens. It's almost like everyone goes through this kind of baby phase and adolescent, and they go through that crazy adolescence phase where like they think they're a lot smarter than they actually are in the crypto space. I'm not talking about business, or I'm not talking about the real world. Like if you're a nurse, I'm never going to talk down. Like you know more. You're a nurse, so you know way more than I do in that. But when it comes to, there's this kind of this adolescence phase that happens to people in crypto where like they think they know way too much, way more than they know.
Yeah, that was me. That was me in 2016, 2017. You know, I thought I knew all my shit, right? And then 2018 came along and showed me the real world. After I fired all my clients, I even fired Jeff Berwick in 2018, January.
Nice.
Because my son was born. But 6 months after that, after my son was born, once he starts, you know, getting to the stage where he can start walking and things, I was like, oh, man, I got to get back to work. This has been great. This year has been great, but man, I got to have something to do. So I called up Jeff. I'm like, hey, rehire me. You know, I'm like, bring me back on the team, you know? And he's like, yeah. We miss you guys. Come on back. But, you know, it was an eye opener. And I see all these people that quit their jobs, and every cycle they always do it. You see all these people on Twitter and stuff. Oh, I'm quitting my job. Yeah, dumb fuck. Don't quit your job.
Yeah.
You know, get rich, but continue working, right? Continue stacking that cash.
Yeah. You have to find something to do with it. And I'm not saying like, yeah, like get rich, quit your, don't be a wage cuck, of course. Go do better stuff, of course. But like this, what I'm trying to get this whole point across is like, there's this kind of illusion that like why do you think everyone, when a bunch of old people retire, they start dying off so quickly?
Yeah, they have nothing to do.
They lost purposes. They lost You have to re-find a purpose again, a goal, something, you know, to drive you forward. If being a cunt and an asshole is your goal, then just do it.
You know, we were in Europe this year for 3 months on a vacation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But about 6 weeks into it, because I didn't have my crypto keys, I didn't bring anything with me. I was bored, man. I was having I was in Italy. I lived in Italy for 3 years when I was younger. So for me, it wasn't like a new experience. It was just a rehashed experience. But for my wife, it was new, you know. But goodness gracious, man, I was just like twiddling my thumbs. I was going, if you go back until in June, July, and August on my Twitter, I was number one. I was the most influential person in HEX for all those months because I was bored out of my freaking mind. Just tweeting. I was living on Twitter, man.
Randy, I think you're like me, man. Like I think we really are alike in a lot of ways. Like I think maybe this Hexicans or something, like because we're like some of the starter breed. We're kind of like, even though we're all a little bit different, like on the spectrum of how like libertarian versus like a little more like want to be structured and stuff like the lifestyle's a little bit different, but like I go to a place like I can only really like I don't. This is a curse of mine. Is the first or second time I go somewhere, I can fucking enjoy it so much. Oh my god, it's like brand. Yeah. I love it. And then second time around, I'm like,
yeah. You could travel the world and do all you want, but at a certain point you're just like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. Ray says like Etta going from 4K to 60 bucks. So Ray bought Etta at 4K. I don't think so. I was only there for a few days. So 45 down to 6K. Randy, help me break even with what you did to not get roasted. Man, I am not the founder of Etta. Go talk with him, who I roasted in my last live stream with him. Because
which 45K?
I guess that's how much money it was worth. That's nothing compared to what most people in crypto have lost in this bear cycle.
Yeah, just rugs and shit, man. Go look at the drip community. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, at least Etta hasn't rugged their community, but I don't like what he's doing. And saying that calling stuff CFI or DeFi when it's actually CFI, because I called him out about Celsius, about what are some of the other ones? Block fee and Voyager and all those kind of things, because he was calling it DeFi. I'm like, that's not DeFi, bro. That is CFI, you know? And ETA was, to me, was very CeFi, because you deposited your coins on their platform to earn some yield. And I didn't, I didn't like that he was still calling it DeFi. I'm like, it's not DeFi, bro. If I had to stake my coins in your stuff, that's CeFi. And it was very similar to what they were doing at BlockFi and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and now they have to pivot. They're doing more NFT stuff and gaming and things like that. But they haven't released anything new. So until they release something new, the coins are not going to do anything. And
this is what
I ripped it. I lost a friend over it, man. I am no longer friends with Mike Patel, just because he got pissed because I called him out on stream and he didn't like it. So Ray, go back and watch that last stream of Mike. You might appreciate what I did, because I was pissed too, because we all lost money on it.
Yeah, Clintrons that you don't think Drip will come back. I don't know yet, man. It's kind of a scratcher bet right now. Like, I haven't bought any. It's at 50. I mean, Charlie recently charted it and said, like, bro, it's pretty much, it looks dead. To, like, basically it would have to be at $5. It's at 50 cents right now. It was, that coin was like at $160, and like it's at fucking 50 cents. I doubt. I mean, it's probably 8 cents right now, but I'd have to see.
That's ridiculous. That's what more. That's like 99% down, right?
Yeah, it's down. It's down crazy. But I probably, like, on this, let's just say if March happened and we get that dip down, that's probably where I'd throw a couple grand in it and just, but like, I can gamble that and be like, all right, fuck it, I'll throw a couple of G's in there, stake it, and see what happens. And so I've got a lot of these little tiny bets, or just like kind of fun bets I'm willing to take and stuff. But I'm still getting my serious positions in and stuff. This is just kind of fun scratcher, like, stuff. Like, it might come back in it. Like right now, like one ecosystem, like T-share and stuff. Like, I made a crazy amount on T-share. T-share was a crazy one for me in the Phantom ecosystem. That coin went from, what is it, like, I think I got in at like $87. It went to $26,000, $28,000.
Damn. That's awesome. Yeah, you don't hear about, well, I mean, we kind of had that with HEX too, right?
Oh yeah, with HEX, yeah. But that's why it was yeah, like, I didn't like, but then now it's at $75, right? But the thing is they moved the Ponzi over to the L share now, and that thing, you know how I told you, like Phantom went up a little bit. Now that coin has gone up like 4 or 5x now as well, and stuff like that. So they're basically changing over their L2 over to an L1 and competing directly against Phantom now. But the guy who's running it, he's like, I think the guy's worth like, what, $3.7 billion. He runs like a hedge fund out of Abu Dhabi. And and he's like on crypto banter all the time and stuff like that. So it's like, you see, like that's where, like, so I'm more or less betting on, like, okay, this guy will probably re-Ponzi it again. And then on top of that, like, he has the connections with the big YouTube channels to maybe. So I'm like, you see, like, I'm betting on a jockey slash, like, early, you're early in a Ponzi, you're going to win, but you're in a Ponzi. So, like, you're not going to cry about it, like, that's the thing, is like, let me put my life savings in it. Like, are you retarded? Like, what this is what I'm saying. Like,
people talking about it. I remember a lot of people talking about this is Drip, and everyone was talking about it for a while.
Yeah, I didn't. Drip was something I didn't get into. The reason I didn't get into that coin is because by the time I found out, I just found out about it late. But like, the other thing too is I didn't like the whole MLM sort of shit to it. Like, where like the referral system thing was like, it wasn't like the HEX referral system. It was like, basically they're permanently your slaves, essentially. Like, where it's like you earn on a person on a person on a person. You know what I mean? Where like money it's a pyramid. Literally, it's a pyramid. So instead of being a one or two step pyramid, it's a 3 or 4 step pyramid where it's like I met a guy at a party, nice guy and stuff, where he had like, what, 24,000 people under him and stuff like that. And the coin was worth, like, at the time, I think $1.30 at the time. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm still, I'm making like $12,000 a week, $13,000 a week and stuff like that. But he has 24,000 people under him and stuff like that, or whatever. So some of, I would imagine, only like 1,200 or 800 of them are still passively like moving things around in there. But like,
that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it normally is. You only have a couple people that are making extra money.
Yeah.
That's why.
And guys, we're talking about total shit coins here. We're talking total shit. Like, please don't, like.
Yeah, we want full degen.
Yeah, this is full. This is just some, and this wasn't like this massive part of the portfolio. This was like some, like, it's just like fun money. This is like, when you fuck off at the casino.
Yeah, and that's one thing about my live streams, that we talk about anything that I actually know something about, and I have no problem doing that. So before we go, give us a little. I mean, I know you're an NFT guy. Is there anything hot going on in the NFT space?
Well,
think of?
yeah, there's a couple NFTs. Like I look into something called ETH Lizards. ETH Lizards. Basically, it's an NFT project. It's basically technically it's kind of a hedge fund, effectively. So they made a bunch of these like dorky little ETH Lizards things, and they gathered like 800 Ethereum, but the from the initial sale, maybe 800 to like 2,000 Ethereum. And what they did with this is a lot of the guys who started the project are super Ethereum insiders, and they have connections to a shit ton of stuff in DeFi. One of the guys who's really backing it is like the guy behind Illuvium, and he's Kane.
Illuvium's the game, right?
Yeah, Illuvium's a game. Kane Warwick's brother. Kieran. So Kieran Warwick is the one that's like buying a ton of these ETH Lizards and kind of helping out. He has such a connections. He has all these connections inside of Ethereum in the GameFi space because he has basically the third or fourth largest game, Illuvium, out right now, and he's helping them seed a bunch of he's getting them into a shit ton of seed rounds. So basically, what they're doing is it's a way for people to like get into seed rounds of projects. It's like having even that's funny. Except you actually get paid and you'll get syphilis. But but anyway, but basically, even hedge fund, like here's what happens is like very few, only like kind of the top hedge funds or people who are really like friends of friends get into some of these really good projects. So what ends, and especially right now, because right now things are quiet, you're only friends of friends or like really big connections are getting deals. When in a year and a half from now, more plays. 2 years from now, everyone gets into everything, right? Because the timing's off. The timing's off. Like right now, if you I'm willing to take a shot on an ICO or a brand new token because the timing is actually pretty good. That means like if I buy it today, I get my coins a year from now, and then it drips out for a year. So that means I'm getting all my coins at typically the beginning or the top of the bull market and cashing out. Where if you get into projects a year and a half to 2 years from now, all your coins come out at the fucking bottom of the bear.
Oh, I know how that happens.
Yeah, so it's like there's a bit of a time. So you see how it's
kind of Randy, we're going to pay you $100,000 to be part of this project in our tokens, and I'm like, great, yeah, but you're locked up for a year. By the time I get them, it's like $1,500. That happened to me in 2018, man.
I'll be like, discount rate, sir. Discount rate. You need to give me more tokens, motherfucker.
And I look back, I'm like, man, I worked probably 100 something hours on that project, and I made $1,500.
So that's a good one. I mean, like that one's not that bad. Like they cost like a little under an Ethereum. I think it's not a terrible idea. Just get one or two. They'll probably sell pretty well in the future. And that might be like a 10 or 20 Ethereum flip in a year or two. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, what is it called? It's like 60% of Ethereum, 80% of Ethereum. Just buy one, sit on it. Worst case, you'll end up selling because they actually have assets and coins and stuff like that. You'll end up selling it for like probably 5 Ethereum, kind of like that'd be like a shitty return. Like, oh fuck, I turned my 60% of Ethereum into like 5 ETH.
Yeah, but the USD value of that Ethereum is going to be much higher, guaranteed.
Right. Well, I can't guarantee it, but probably yeah. Like
I'm guaranteeing it, bitch. It's going up. It's going up.
Red Pill Lions is another one that's a great project as well. Those are very inexpensive as well. Like I think they're like $80 or $90. Red Pill Lions. I'm actually going to do a movie with them, actually, which is really cool. Yeah, we're doing a movie and stuff with the Red Pill Lions. They're basically pretty much the only NFT in the Red Pill space. They're pretty much ending their mint within the next, I would say, 2 months. It's like they're minting. I think their mint's going to end at 3,000 total. From there, when you own one, you essentially get access to like be as like extras in movies, or get a chance at auditions, or be in music videos, hang out with Rollo Tomasi or some people in the Red Pill, do interviews. They're building up an entire podcast, and they've actually had some decent. They've made music videos where like the songs have gotten like 100,000 views on the videos and stuff like that. So like they're doing really cool stuff. And the thing is because the Rollo Tomasi and me and a bunch of other people back them. When the bull market starts up and people want to like get exclusive like hangout time, or like it'd be so cool to hang out with this one from the Red Pill. They'll get value basically because it's like
that is the value I see in NFTs.
Yeah.
That's the value.
The social value. the social value. It's basically a ticket to kind of be in a little bit closer to the cool kids club or the cool table. That's kind of but they're also adding more features and they're being cool. They came out with a cologne, the cold approach. Like they're doing a lot of. So these guys are hardworking dudes. So like I support them and like I have quite a few red pill lines myself. I think they'll do okay and do pretty well. It's just the price is not going to go up until the mint's over. So like after 2 months, once the mint's over, I think we can see the price maybe doubling or tripling. But until a mint's over, it's like the mint's 9% of an Ethereum. So it's like if you keep if the price goes up to 11, people just start buying the mint instead of buying on OpenSea. So it's like that's kind of the gist there. But
keeps the price down for now.
That's a cool one. So it's like ETH Lizards, Red Pill Lions, and then probably something Magic Cats on Phantom. Those are 1,000 Phantom a piece right now, which is about what is that? So $400 for one. But Magic Cats are going to do very well. It's the first the first ever financialized NFT I've ever seen. So basically, by owning that NFT, you get to have increased yield farms. I've never seen that anywhere, and off a Spooky Swap, and it's done very well for me. I told all my students to get into them. They launched for about, I would say at the time it was 100 Phantom. So it was 100 Phantom, and at the time Phantom was $1, so it was $100. So since then, they've 10x'd in Phantom price, and then even with the Phantom price collapsing down, they're worth more in dollars. So we've had a 10x, we've had a 4x in dollars and a 10x in coins off of buying them through a bear market. That's how good. Like when you can link financials with an actual asset product and NFT together, that you can get a lot of magic and stuff. And on top of that, it was kind of like the flags, the main NFT of the entire Phantom ecosystem and stuff. So I mean, I bought a lot of them myself personally. Like,
I got to ask you a question. Do you think that a lot of the traditional markets are going to be, when this new ecosystem or world financial system rolls out, do you think that the crypto system that we have right now is going to morph into the everything system? Do you think like real estate is going to come to NFTs, gold and silver come to NFTs? It already is. Do you think there's going to be a parallel system? And I think that we're gearing up for right now is we're taking over the whole system. We're just the beginning. You know,
we're just the beginning. Everything's going to be financialized. I mean, like the thing is, like, wait until we have equity. Like, I don't know if it's going to be this. It's probably going to be 8 years from now. Probably at the end of this decade, we're going to have a stock NFT run. I'm sorry. It's either going to be a token or an NFT of a stock, and it's going to be one for one. So basically, like, Apple will, as an example, it's probably gonna be Tesla, knowing them and stuff. But like Tesla will probably go like, okay, we're gonna take 10% of our total shares, move it over to crypto. We'll put it in a holding company, and then they'll be equal to one token or one NFT. And what'll happen is you'll end up having a dislocation in price. You'll have Tesla being at $2,000, and then Tesla going crazy on the crypto side being $5,000, and then they're like, "Holy fuck!" and they'll start putting more of their stock over here, which will then increase because there's less float, increase the price on the Tesla. So you will have a huge Tesla rise, and then what will happen is you'll have FOMOing of a lot of stocks going into the crypto side, and then eventually once Apple gets in, it's over, game over. Like,
shall we? Here we go, man.
Yeah.
You're with me. We're on the same idea here.
We're on the same page, man. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now, the one I'm super excited about, buying fractionalized
shares.
It's called real estate. Fractionalized real estate. Now
that's coming.
So what I imagine is, so let's just say a property $1 million as an example, right? $1 million property. If you break $1 million property into 1,000 pieces, the thing is like the way to properly do it is to have a holding company. Basically there has to be a management fee on it because they're managing it, right? So you have a holding company holding this $1 million property that's then always looking for renters to make sure that it has rental income, and then that rental income after fees then pays dividends on each share that you own evenly in USDC, or probably USDC, is just to make it easy and math wise. And this is what's going to be really cool is that once this system works really well, people will then buy like it'll probably be like $1 million property, have 10,000 pieces, so it'll be like $100 a piece, something like that. And then what'll happen is this will be the biggest fucking flip ever. Is like basically you would just insta buy in the beginning of the cycle every property you could possibly buy, not with all your cash. Don't be stupid. But like, but like a decent amount, 10% of the portfolio, you'd buy a bunch of real estate plays, and what'll happen is they'll get overvalued completely, like stupidly. Like all of them be kicking off dividends, so you'll make some cash, but nothing crazy. What'll happen is because everyone's buying such a limited supply, because they like the supply is gonna be limited because they have to stack it carefully, right? You have to buy the property, make sure it's in the holding company correctly. So it's like they can only onboard so much properties in there. So there's always going to be a high demand. So what will happen is people will buy and sell these pieces of these real estate properties. So you'll get property being 3 to 2.5 times more expensive than it is in the real world. And then from there, you just exit stage left, let it crash eventually. It's
buy back.
buy back, and then once it takes a shit down, because it's still cash flow positive, you got to make sure you're buying the cash flow positive. I'm giving you guys sauce right here. This is sauce. Like you just buy you'll literally buy them 60% because they'll sell so quickly down that you'll be able to buy property 40% off of what they should be worth relative to cash flow. Then you buy them for cash flow, and then eventually they go back up to like 20% above value, and then you can take profit again or just keep them because they're kicking out cash. There you go.
There you go, man.
You go, man. But they have to be a part of a holding company that can be trusted, that's making sure that they always are keeping them full of people.
And that is the problem. But there's already companies that are already trustworthy out there. And
yeah, and I'm saying that that's going to be a great market. But the thing is like this is where people are going to get really ripped off. Is that people will get into companies where they're not doing that at all. They're just like, this house is here. We never buy a house that's just fractionalized. That's retarded. It has to be cash flowing. It's a business. You're essentially buying a real estate. You're buying a property business, basically. That's
one funding gym company fractionalizing houses. Sounds like something Funding Jim would do.
No, he'll do very well with it, actually. Like, I mean, shit. Me and Funding Jim will probably have calls together in private, be like, "Yo, what about this one? I don't know, bro." I mean, heck yeah, man. Like, I mean, we just use our power. But the thing is, you have to know, like, it's because of the limit. What gives us so much gains is the limited supply and the large. So it's a small supply of things, right? Cap supply, and all these people, incumbents. And then once they start nibbling, frenzy starts. Then people start buying the secondary market, and then you get spikes up. Maybe in the beginning, things don't get so crazy. Maybe it just stays at 60% above, like probably like maybe the top of the whole real estate thing of like $1 million property, and it's worth 1.6. But the thing is, what'll happen is if the crypto market's really hot for 2 years, these companies will just start buying, and then people in the real world will be like, "What the fuck? These companies are just buying these ridiculous prices that shoots up the real estate, right?" Because it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay 40%. Oh, he's like, I'll pay 20% over sticker, 40% over sticker for these holding companies because they're like, "Bro, we're selling these bitches for 2.4x, bro." Like, and for the holding companies, if they play it correctly, they're gonna make hand over fist because it doesn't matter like. Miguel, this deal doesn't make sense if I'm the holding company, like, and you're selling it to me, like, Miguel, this doesn't make sense. This property's only worth $1 million, and you're paying me 1.4. Yeah, because I'm gonna sell it to these motherfuckers for 2.4 million. I'm pocketing $1 million. For me, it's just like, how fast can I get properties?
Sounds like BlackRock, man. We're gonna be the new BlackRock.
Yeah.
This guy is talking about you guys doing a degen yield farming at Unia. I think he's talking about Arbitrum. I yield with Unia, but there's a few different farms on Arbitrum. No, I haven't touched it, guys. I haven't messed with Arbitrum once. Just once I went over there.
Yeah, Arbitrum. Yeah, but I guess Arbitrum a little bit, but like Optimism's better.
Isn't Arbitrum a layer 2, like Polygon?
Yep. No, but there's no token on it, so that's why no one gives a fuck, really. Oh. Yeah, that's the reason. I mean, here's the pro game. I've heard this is grapevine shit. Like, I've heard that they may come up with a token in a year or so. So,
all right. So DCC, man, I got to get up early. I have calls in the morning. You know what I'm doing right now.
Stay up drinking with me all night, man. Randy, come on.
Yeah,
work. Come on, work.
I got my Patreon. What I did is anybody who signs up for Patreon right now, they get a free call with me. And I know that sounds crazy because my time's worth pretty good deal of money, yeah. But this initial foundation of my Patreon folks in the Telegram groups and stuff, I want to vet everybody. I want to make sure everybody, knows what they're talking about. I don't want them in there just shilling shit and all kinds of stuff. So we want to have a really solid foundation of people, and so far it's been amazing, man. And I just want to keep going through and doing
You
that.
guys, please sign up to his Patreon, dude. That is crazy. Like, you guys don't understand Randy's time, how valuable he like he used he like the amount of people that would like just beg us, like, please have Randy back on in the crypto mindset courses. He's awesome because he's a plethora of experience. He's not just a Hexican, he's a person who came from the market from like the shit coinery from in 2016, 2017, built up. It knows what it takes to actually build up a company in crypto and really like, and not even just build up a company, but also how to market a company, and then also like to, this is really like I feel like a lot of crypto companies aren't marketing themselves correctly, and then this is something where like Randy has a ton of experience in, and this is why like Randy has a very high hit rate in terms of coins. Like like sometimes
Addo was a failure. Addo was an absolute failure.
Yeah, but you can't hit 100. You can't hit 100. You don't bet. No one bats a fucking 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you know, I mean, you got into HEX, man. You got into a bunch of good winners and stuff like that. And I think, I mean, yeah, it just is what it is, you know.
Steve G says laugh aloud. Miguel has his chips out.
I literally got stacks of poker chips all over the place right here. All over my desk right now.
Yeah. I'm just thankful for you, man. I'm glad, you know, next time you have a course, I'd be happy to come on. When we do ours, I'd love for you to come on, talk, and
please, yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'll definitely come on.
All right. And it's not going to, you know, our course is going to be a little bit different. What I'm aiming at is, thanks to my mom, you might want to add this to your course. We're looking at making it simplified when we do ours, where it's aimed at people over the age of 40 and people who can, instead of watching videos and learning how to do something, they can download the PDFs. They can actually see PDFs, and it can be very simplified. So they could just look over all the documents and just set stuff up and not be confused by looking at video. Because that's really frustrating for a lot of people. My mom gets frustrated. Even I watch YouTube videos sometimes, and I hate having to rewind 10 times to figure something out. Right. You know, so that was her idea. She said, super simplify it, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm just waiting on my partner Christian, and he said, you know, everyone's vaccine injured, man. I'm sorry, it's going all over the place, and his mom, she's all messed up. My father-in-law's been in and out of the hospital nonstop with a stroke.
Was it the Pfizer one?
Yeah, they both got the Pfizer. His mom, and my father-in-law. So it's been really hard on us for our families, but we're gonna roll the stuff out, and it's gonna be badass, man.
Yeah, I got something to tell you. I'll tell you something in private about that whole. Because I am dealing with somebody in my life that's same thing.
It's so many, man. And I'm just disappointed that it's not in public. They're not bringing it in. They're not talking about it publicly, but privately, I met with the Hexican guy that owns the farm. His wife works at the Panama Social Security, and they are just at the verge of collapse right now. And it's not because of the people who didn't get the vaccine, it's because of the people that did get it. And they're having all kinds of side effects, especially the older folks. And it's really sad to see. But yeah, I hate going out on a negative thing, but it's the only reason why I haven't been 110% and super jolly lately, because we got so much shit going down, man. It's a lot of weight on our shoulders, and we're the only ones that have money in the family, right? So a lot of the burden just lands on our shoulders. So, you know, that's just how life is. So.
Yeah, this is why you have to continue to keep working and keep like this as you get older and stuff, and more people rely on you. You know, it's just kind of is the way the world works, you know. But shout out to Random Man. Go sign up to that Patreon, you guys, man. What the hell are you guys doing, man?
Please. Yeah, please. I'd appreciate it, and we'll keep growing it. And then you guys also get to hang out with me, and we get to do a 30-minute chat. Well, thank you. Thank you, DCC. Thank you, everybody in here, and we appreciate all of you. I mean, we reached like 220 at the peak. That's pretty high for me.
That's good, man.
All right. Cheers, guys.